Hello YouTube, Sergeant Fidget reporting in, and I hope you're ready to get down and dirty on Murder Island. Back by popular demand after my last video, I had sex with Wraith, which will be linked down below as long with all the other videos in this series. We are back to now romance the rest of the killers in Hooked on You. Now, I believe the intro part of this game is the same in all the playthroughs. So if you have already seen some of my other videos, I will have a timestamp in the description down below so that you can skip the intro and get right into when we make our very first decision on which killer we are going to romance in this playthrough. Hope you enjoy the video. Subscribe if you do, and let's get ready to get down and dirty. Cough, cough, cough. You wake up on the beach, soaking wet, salt water stinging the inside of your throat as if you'd nearly drowned. Water falls from your mouth as you open it to gasp for air. You have no memory of how you got here. In fact, you can only remember your own name, but not where you came from or a single fact about your life. What you do know is that despite the outrageous beauty of the landscape around you, you feel incredibly sick to your stomach. Wow, really went down the wrong pipe, huh? You need a minute, or can I go on? Because I can give you a minute. We've got plenty of time. Endless time, really.
An eternity, if you catch my drift.
Whoa, not now, Ocean. Sorry, Fidget. May I continue? Please, go on. Okay then. As I was saying, you look down at your feet, ankle deep in the crystal blue water of a newly arrived wave. As the water recedes back into the ocean, it reveals a grotesque discovery. A decomposing face stares up at you from beneath the sand. All you can do is vomit. A stream of dark bile, bugs, worms, and other ick. Questions race through your mind. Where are you? How did you get here? Who is behind this incredibly charming and well-spoken voice in your head? However, answers don't come easy. Your mind is completely blank. What will you do? Naturally, dig up the face. You brush the sand away from the half-buried human head embedded in the ground before you. There's no body, just this head. As you pick it up, flakes of skin fall to the ground. The jaw falls open, revealing a gold coin sitting on the rotting tongue of this poor, dead soul.
Getting your hands dirty, I see. I like that. You're a take charge type.
You examine the gold coin briefly, happily distracted from what has otherwise been an extremely confusing morning. The sun beats down on you, drying your clothes. You check your pockets, but they're empty. Plenty of room for a gold coin, you suppose, and so you deposit it. Why, that's a nice coin you've got there. What if you were to spend it right now? We're gonna hold on to it. No thanks. Look, I'm gonna level with you here. That coin you found, it's mine. I dropped it yesterday, and I've been looking all over for it. Dropped it into a dead person's mouth. Could you just give it back? Sorry, finders keepers. I ain't no caveman. You gotta respect dibs. Psh, be that way then. Your mind doesn't have a chance to linger any longer in your current situation as you feel something soft bump into your foot. Wilson! When you look down, you find a volleyball sitting in the sand there next to you. You stare down, frozen. A voice calls out from behind you. Little help, please. You turn around, and when you see what's waiting for you, your jaw just about hits the ground. Oh, baby. 4 gorgeous monsters stand halfway between you and a well-tended volleyball court. Each of them oozes with undead energy, a magical aura reaching out and penetrating you via your eyes. Your heart begins to race. Curiosity, fear, desire. You can't help but stare at these casually dressed, let's call them killers. I don't know, not to be judgmental, but that's just the energy they put out there. So many competing feelings rush through your mind at once that you are completely paralyzed. Hello! There are weird days, and then there's this. All you can do is look down at the ball and back up at the monstrous lineup of, well, literal monsters. Sexy ass monsters, though. What do? Toss it back. You bend down and grab the ball. It's warm from sitting in the sand on this beautiful day. When you give the ball a toss, it arcs beautifully through the air and lands right in Huntress's hands. Not bad, stranger. Huntress's muscles ripple as she grips it in her hand. You look her up and down and consider what it might be like to be held tightly in those strong arms. Warm, perhaps. Maybe a little sweaty, but that's okay. It's natural. Try hard much? Blech. They're speaking directly to you, but you still can't bring yourself to reply. You're entranced. When you snap out of it, you realize that everyone has gone back to the volleyball court. Alone again, you look across the beach at these strange residents who casually bat a volleyball back and forth, happily ignoring your intrusion on their private beach. Alone again, you look across the beach at these strange residents who casually bat a volleyball back and forth, happily ignoring your intrusion on their private beach. Should you be frightened? Worried? Excited? I did refer to them as killers, not to give too much away. But at the same time, damn, they are looking very appealing in their own way, and nobody has much lifted a blood-soaked finger in your direction.
Don't be scared, Fidget. You were made for this.
Well, geez, if the spooky ocean voice says not to be scared, I'm sure it's all going to work out. With no good reason not to, you decide to head over and see what happens next. Seems like you've derailed the volleyball game just by showing up. You derailed the game by just showing up, nitwit. And I guess you're also a nitwit. Look, it's best to just go with what Trapper says when he says it. There's a policy I hold for pretty much anyone who always seems to have fresh blood on their hands. Hey, don't worry about it. It's all just a game. Existence, that is. Besides, you seem a lot more interesting than a silly game. What's your deal? What brings you here? You mean they're here to do more than distract from my total dump? You mean they're here to do more than You mean they're here to do more than distract from my total domination? That was Wraith. That sigh means he was done with the game too. Either that or he saw a butterfly or something. Look, I don't care why this slack-jawed moron is here. I just want to know, can I kill them or not? You know you can't. At least not yet. Oh yeah, not yet. Hey Fidget, you might want to, say something. Actually, never mind. There'll be plenty of time for that soon enough. Right now, this group has some questions for you. But be warned, answer quickly and answer well. This is a timed quiz, and it will be very important later. Very important. Or not important anyway whatsoever, probably that one. I can't remember. How attractive would you say you are? Very, of course. I'd say I'm very attractive. That's what you think very attractive is compared to this? Trapper flexes, and his muscles are so tight you can practically see the blood running through his veins. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? super strength. Super strength would be cool. Strength isn't all about muscles. True strength is up here. You expect Trapper to point to his head, but instead, he taps one of his bulging shoulders. And specifically in these muscles. Nobody gives a shit about your calves. What was your best subject in school? History. Skipping class. You can say I majored in skipping class. Huh. If I'd ever gone to school, I'm sure I would have done great in skipping class. I prefer skipping over walking almost always. What's your favorite animal? Dog. Look absolutely adorable in a little puppy mask. What's your favorite color? 3-day-old corpse. Nobody would expect me to pick this, so I'm gonna say 3-day-old corpse. That's a pretty edgy answer, right? I'm pretty dangerous. I talk about corpses. No biggie. Those are no good to me unless they've been frozen. You'd be surprised how quickly good meat can spoil. Or maybe you wouldn't be surprised. I'm still getting to know you. What's your dream job? Not working at all. If we could do what we really want, why work at all? Takes a lot of courage to break free from society's expectation to climb the ladder. Only she could spend laziness as some kind of grand crusade. These damn millennials. Best flavor of ice cream. Chocolate. My favorite flavor is pain. Same. Same here. Mine is vanilla, swirled with pain. I think mint chip is the greatest flavor I ever conceived myself, but I think mint chip is the greatest flavor I ever conceived myself, but enough about ice cream. Am I right? Hold on a second. That reminds me. I am right. Always. It's a lesson you should learn before we get too much further. Do what I say if you want to survive. Pick mint chip.
We're teaching lessons now, narrator. You rascal. Kill or be killed is the rule on this island, even for faceless voices.
Tell me, what's the best flavor of ice cream? Mint chip.
So obedient.
I think you're gonna do just fine. Anywho, now that they know so much about you, I'm sure the group wants to start getting you to know. Anywho, now that they know so much about you, I'm sure the group wants you to start getting to know them. I'm Trapper. I pretty much run things around here. I'm the smartest, richest, strongest person on this whole island. I don't like losers. If you want to know what a loser is, say hello to Wraith. Hi, I'm Wraith. I'm nothing like everyone else. I like nice people and loathe big dumb idiots. Hey, what's up? I'm Spirit. I don't like most things. I don't really hate most things either. It's not worth my time. But the things I do hate, I really hate, you know? Based on my personal observations, life is nothing but suffering, and society is a carefully calculated lie to keep everyone subservient to those in power. It's better to choose to just not take part. Jeez. It's like she was downright murdered by society. She hates it so much. Oh, no, wait. I'm remembering Spirit's story now, and that's almost exactly what happened. Hi, I'm Huntress. Don't let these bummers get you down. There's lots of fun to be had on this island, along with lots of love. Yeah, there is, if you know what I mean. Grow up. Grow a body. I've explained this 1,000 times. I'm dead, but I'm not a literal ghost. I just create a trail of fog. I'm not made of it. Whatever, fog body. That's not nice. He's not nice. You love it. Only sometimes. Ew, really? That's disgusting. That's why she likes it. Don't speak for me. I also hate it. Stop speaking entirely, actually. For the first time ever, I agree with Wraith. Let's move on, otherwise they'll do this all day. Besides, if I know this crew, and I do, they'll want to show off soon enough. If we're done playing, let's do something else instead. Wow, for once, I actually agree with the meathead. I say we go to my yacht. It's a massive boat docked nearby. I'll give everyone a taste of true luxury and power. Wraith rolls his eyes. Don't mind him. He just hates fun and happiness. No, I hate the endless, desperate, soul-crushing pursuit of wealth, the way it's flaunted needlessly, and the cruelty it engenders. What about hanging by the pool? I find the water calming, simple, beautiful. Hey, what about our volleyball game? We can exercise and have some fun as a group. Are you all serious? That's a perfectly good lounge to chill out at right here. I'm tired. Besides, I hate being in the sun. Where do you want to go? Spirit wants to go to the bar. Or the lounge, excuse me. It'd be great to relax for a second at the lounge. To kick up your feet, look out over the ocean, and relax on your own terms? Who would want anything else? Dry, comfortable, enjoying a cool drink on a hot day. It's the best. I mean, what kind of fool, what kind of monster, what kind of mask-wearing psychopath would finally be granted a break from the constant grind of chasing and fighting to get ahead and then choose to exert themselves in it, quite frankly, any way whatsoever? Why am I the only one who gets it? It's time to stop living by their rules. I won't do it any longer. Yeah, we should probably give her a second to calm down. Hold on for just one moment. This is Dwight and Claudette, our activities coordinators. They're also the cooks, waiters, bartenders, janitors, and every other job. They're the only help remaining on the island. This place we call Murderer's Island. Cue dramatic musical flourish. None of the others survived the interview process, Hence why we shall heretofore refer to them as survivors with a capital S. These two have worked here a long time, so very long. I don't actually know how long it's been. Sorry. Anyway, I should probably let Dwight and Claudette do their mandated jobs. They sure look happy, but they're vibrating with a nervous energy that is starting to give me the creeps. We will now escort the group to a venue of your choosing. However, in the future, we recommend waiting for us to present you with the options whenever possible, and don't just run off to various activities unsupervised. We don't have much autonomy around here. The least you can do is allow us to do our job. The most you can do is help us get off this Dwight! Yes, pardon me, please follow us. A narrator, yes, something I can help you with. Those two, Claudette and Dwight, did they just start to mention something about wanting to escape? Is escape an option? Should I be trying to escape? Escape them? Oh, no. I think you're mistaken. It seemed like Dwight was asking for help to get off this island, though. Oh, right, that. Yes, that's true, he was, but he just meant that he wants to get to the other vacation island getaway a couple miles south of here. It has much fancier accommodations than this island. It's one of those big corporate outfits, quite exclusive, where all the famous celebrities hang out. Very luxurious. Doesn't quite have the charm that this island has, though. Trust me, you wouldn't want to go there. With all that money comes a lot of restrictions. This is where you belong. Now, off you go. It's time for an activity. On this island, your decisions matter, mostly when I agree with them. Not like that other island. So what'll it be? We're gonna go to the lounge. Finally, freedom from the preposterous premise that the four of us would be engaged in some sort of thrilling 2-on-2 volleyball match. Spirit looks at you from beneath her gigantic sun hat. She takes a conspiratorial tone. I don't know whose idea of volleyball was in the first place, but I hate them. I used to feign a sprained ankle, but everyone already knows I technically float above the ground, so nobody believed I was even putting any pressure on my joints in the first place. Then I tried to annoy everyone by not giving a crap, and when that didn't work, I tried whining, and when that didn't work, I threatened to kill every single person on this island. But turns out I'm not the first to toss those kind of threats around on the island. So thanks, I guess, for getting it called off. Are we threatening to end each other again? Now it's Dwight who takes a conspiratorial tone, his eyes shifting as he slips into a loud whisper. Please just make it quick. Is what you'll be saying when we get behind the bar to make you the drink of your dreams. Hilarious, right. Yes, right. So what'll you be having? Ooh. See, if it was me, scotch all the time. Always scotch. A nice, delicious, smooth scotch. But we are in the tropics. Somewhere sangria, I think. Something fruity but refreshing. Hold the coconut rum. A sangria, maybe? My pleasure. That sounds nice. We used to make drinks like that back home. Well, not we, exactly. I watched someone drink a drink like that once. They looked happy. Now's your chance to be the one with the drink. What do you say? This is some sort of juice for a child? Are there children hiding around? No, it's for adults. The kind who like, you know, tropical fun. Oh, I see. I just really seem to perk up the idea of kids being around and is bummed to hear there aren't any, but I'm quite glad it's just grown-ups on this island. Personally, little ones should definitely not be exposed to this. Not my cup of tea, but okay, sure. We can still use it for a toast, yeah? To new adventures. To new friends. To, clink. Did you just say clink? No. Since we've fulfilled your request, it's time for you to return the favor. I should have known there was a catch. Icebreaker time. I swear, had I known they'd pull this kind of faux enthusiastic community building crap, I'd have suggested we attempt to walk to the lowest point on the ocean before I even set foot near this bar. You don't think it would be kind of fun? A little fun? Never mind, I hate it. This sucks, but it could be fine. Or whatever you say. Has anyone seen my hat? I've literally never seen him in a hat. If we must make small talk, I'm at least picking a topic before we end up being forced to do some lame improv game that nerds learn their non-sports after school activities that I definitely never did because I'm no nerd. Methinks a certain someone doth protest too much. Sitting here on this beautiful sunny afternoon, warm sand beneath the cool fog beneath my severed feet, the topic I choose is books. Novels, comics, fiction, or none. Reading is the only real escape from the inescapable horror of life. The escape into your own mind. A groan rolls through the crowd. Not a lot of readers here, I imagine, based on that response. They were much more enthusiastic about drinking. Considering the situation we're in, it seems an appropriate time to ask you, Fidget, what's your desert island book? The one book you'd bring with you if you were, well, on an island like this. Oh, and it has to be classic horror for reasons. That should be obvious. She means because this is an island of horror villains, and also these books are all in the public domain. Nothing too modern. Humanity has really gotten soft these past 100 years. So what's your favorite? Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Really enjoyed the story of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Always felt like I had this other person living inside me. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, it sounds like a fun one. I love a good story about friendship, and I can't read. Not because I'm dumb, I never actually learned to read because I was too busy learning to survive with nothing more than my own strength and cunning. Same reason I didn't have a best friend that wasn't more than just a rock with a face I'd drawn on it and dried blood. Until we meet again, Roxanne. Huntress looks out toward the horizon. There's a moment of silence among the group. Will you tell it to me sometime? I might not be able to read books by myself, but I love being read too, especially when someone does all the voices. It's not really a story about friendship exactly, but who cares? Of course, I'll tell it to you. It's quite a thrilling tale. Not just anybody can pull off a quality narration all the time. Take it from me. You don't even need to read. You could just make it up and it'll still be fun. Sometimes when I find myself in an abandoned house, I like to look at the photos on the wall and come up with little stories to go with the pictures. It's a fun game we could play together. Abandoned house. Why are they abandoned? Huntress giggles and gives you a playful little wink. I don't know. When I find the folks who abandon them, they're not in the mood to tell me much. Enough about these old stories that belong to someone else. I think it's time to make up some new stories of our own. Before you know what's going on, Huntress is waving an empty vodka bottle in the air, a devilish twinkle in her half-mask covered eye. Might I suggest something a little naughty? Let's all get in a circle and spin this bad boy. Great idea. Trickster, isn't it a bit late to introduce a new character? I thought I was the one who gets to make the rules, so I'm not sure who I'm asking. But I wasn't ready for this. Well, hello, and who is this new fan in the waiting? Beat it, hack! I don't know what's the harm of inviting one more person to join the circle for our game. Oh, I can't stay. I was just saying it's a great idea while also teasing the secret trickster ending. I've got so much better things to do than hang out here. I'm famous. Toodaloo. The rules are simple. First you spin, and then you swap spit, that is. But let's be clear, this ain't a peep show. We're here to have a good time, but in a classy way. All mangoes will have it at a view of the public eye. Real romantic-like. Yes, romance is the goal. So we'll all be waiting here in complete silence, trying to listen in and use our imaginations while you make out on the other side of the bar. But not watching. Like adults. Romantic, well-adjusted adults. Fidget, you're up. You grip the bottle in your hand and put your fate in the hands of an empty bottle gods. Minigame consists of 2 parts. You spin it, you land on the icon, blah, blah, blah. Spin the bottle so you're gonna smooch. Oh God. Nice! Spirit! You two are meant to be. Psych! You actually have to spin multiple times to get your real result. Ah! First you get to 3 times your true match. That's how we play hardcore spin the bottle on this here island. Trickery! Get 2. You got spirit. Ah! No! No! Oh no! Oh no! No! Ah! You got Trapper! Trapper's your true match! Just this morning, you were waking up to a strange beach surrounded by strangers with murderous intent. Now you're looking across a beach towel at Trapper, lust in his eyes, sweat glistening on his skin. Your heart races. You feel your pulse pounding in your ears. Trapper takes you by the hand and you sit face to face at a private section of the bar. He begins to reach for you, putting his hands on your shoulders. You're sweating, but not in the sexy way he is. You're sweating in the gross way you'd sweat at the interview for a job you're not even remotely qualified for. You don't know what to do. If you try and lock lips in this state, you might gross him out so completely that he'll never be able to look at you romantically again. Trapper, Save it! It's not happening! Don't cry. I know to get this close to be a living god and then feel the sting of rejection, it must hurt bad. But don't take it personally. Well, do, but use it to make yourself stronger. It's not because I don't want to, it's because you haven't earned it yet. You might. Later. For now, it can't be that easy. Sure, maybe with one of the others, they're weak, sad, lonely. Not me. I don't need this. It's mine to give or to withhold. You really dodged a bullet. This means you'll have a chance to present yourself in a bit more flattering of a light later. Assuming you survive. I'm not ashamed to tell you that I think you're cute. I would make out with you so hard your heart would cave in if I wanted to, and I do, but I still won't. Tell me when I told you this and you die, they die, and then I'll have you all revived and kill you again. If anyone asks, I was the best you ever had, which I might just be another time. Need to break up such a passion moment that we can only assume was passion because we never spine you constantly while you stay on this island. But dinner is being served right now. We must insist that you join us. We don't want anyone dying of starvation. And there are so many more interesting things to die from. We were close. We were close to spirit. Seems like the next activity is mealtime. How quaint. You were expecting what? Capture the flag? Do you know how complicated it is to run a game like that? Much more so than sitting and talking. You arrive at the cookout area to find an assortment of picnic tables scattered around. What were you expecting? Some kind of grand hall with a huge banquet table? This ain't some prestigious fancy epic like you'd find on cable. Dwight and Claudette usher you to your seat, but there's very limited seating directly around you. Oh, great. Terrific. It seems that everyone wants to sit next to you. Even better, they don't want to sit next to certain other people either. To start, no one wants to sit next to Trapper. Meanwhile, he refused to sit next to Wraith or Trickster. Oh yeah, the Trickster's here. Surprised? Well, yeah, they don't call him expected stir. I'm sorry, even I get nervous around crowds of killers and my whole shtick gets a little flustered. Hey there. You're looking good, Fidget. Real good. And we literally can't let hunters and trappers sit together. No, seriously, their arms are too big. And they can't fit the table if they sit side by side. Look at this. We can't even fit everyone on screen at the same time. You probably think it was an error, but it's not. It was completely intentional. Let that be a lesson to you. Every error you think you see is a choice. Got that? Okay, Dwight and Claudette are directing traffic. You sit on one side, the rest of them will sit opposite you. Hunters and Trapper can sit at the ends with their enormous, sexy arms. Now that everyone is seated, we can begin dinner. Tonight's meal was prepared slowly and carefully with both love and hate for 12 hours over a spit. We hope you all enjoy. We really, really hope you do. Hey, you didn't actually tell us what you were serving. What are we eating? It's meat, seasoned with a specific number of special herbs and spices that we simply can't divulge. My favorite. Meat is good. Meat is murder. Which you'd know, considering that's what you've been up to. Who are you to get judging now? I'm just sharing facts. And you need to murder someone to eat its meat, so that's like technically true. Technically true is the best kind of true. Okay, enough yapping. Let's eat. Hey, Fidget, you thinking what I'm thinking? It's gonna be a person on that spit, right? Or several parts of overlapping people, perhaps? I haven't seen many pigs wearing palm tree button-down prints, you know. When you look closely at the spit, you spot what definitely appears to be scraps of fabric sandwiched between some layers of meat. I think I might get sick. Is there anything else to eat? This took 12 hours. And we do literally everything on this island. Actually, there's one thing you're not doing today. You're not carving up this delectable meal. Wow, he's right for a change. Because I am, with my broad axe, is the perfect tool for easily chopping anything in twain. First, who says twain? Sometimes I swear it's like we're all from completely different historical eras. Second, I'll handle this with my cleaver. Fast, powerful, and clean. At least it's clean when the meat is cooked. No blood. Ugh, you two and your ridiculous bicep swinging contest. Enough! Grow up. Obviously, my gorgeous katana is the only option. Obs. The hell it is. Oh, I'll show you both my katana and send you to actual hell if you'd like. Please stop. Please. I hate it when we fight or talk or even when we look at each other in the eye. I can do it. I have the skull of Azeroth. Great. Instead of slicing it up, you can club it to second death. Hey, Fidget, this isn't what you want to eat, but hurry up and volunteer to carve up dinner. Otherwise, this will go on for hours. No hyperbole. They once argued over who had the most effective weapons for 72 hours straight. And it doesn't matter which one does it. When they're done, they will take even longer cleaning their weapon, all while explaining the value of maintaining your tools. Despite being a bunch of cold-blooded killers, for some reason, they're always terrified of tetanus. Hey, why don't you just let me carve up dinner? Splendid idea. We'd hate for it to get cold. He hated when it got cold. Here's a machete, freshly sharpened. Indie games consist of 2 parts. Yep, we know. We know at this point. We know. If you don't already know, watch some of the other videos, all linked in the description down below. Perfect. 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 Not perfect. Not perfect. That's pretty good. I like to see what you can do with a less clumsy weapon. Yeah, I said it. Machetes are dumb. Dinner is finally served. For real. The sounds especially coming from the masked killers while they eat, which involves lifting their masks or shoving food up behind them, are nasty. Spirit, meanwhile, doesn't even eat. She's the only one who seems to really embracing being dead. They're all dead, right? This is obviously hell, I mean.
Come on. We're still trying to be mysterious here. You think mystery comes easy? Well, Ed and Dwight are the only ones who've been working their asses off to make this night perfect.
Well, at least they're lifting their masks. This is only 99% as disgusting as it could be if they just tried to mash stuff through there. Spirit, why aren't you hungry? The 2 best things about being dead is not having to eat. That's only one thing. Think about it, Fidget. Number 2 is no number 2. One less thing to think about in the afterlife. Even if I wanted to eat, I have no idea what would actually follow. You might have noticed, but I'm mostly just a bunch of dismembered body parts floating in a spectral form. Do you see how deep this cut on my abdomen is? I don't think my digestive tract connects anymore. Between the food and the behavior of the group, this might be the worst meal in history. But even worse is they're staring at you. You're not eating. They don't like that. I think they want an explanation why. What do you want to tell them? I'm sorry. Actually, it's not the food or the company. I'm just super self-conscious how I look when I eat. I was just pretending to be grossed out by dinner so I'd have an excuse not to chew in front of everyone. Sorry if that made things awkward. I'm actually extremely hungry. Yeah, watching people eat is gross, but try to relax and not worry what everyone thinks. It's so important to always remember people are watching you, judging you, definitely not ignoring you, right? Guys, is anyone listening to me? Typically, a group that includes one, if not more, cannibals staring at you with meat juice dripping from their chins would be quite scary. However, right now, you're barely able to keep your head up, let alone get scared and run away. I'm a narrator, not a physician, so please don't take this as a medical advice, but I'm sure you need to eat to stay alive.
Oh hey, it's me again. Your friend, mentor, and guide, narrator to the narrator, the ocean.
Not sure how I feel about that characterization, but I'll allow it.
I brought you here, and I might be the only one who can help you now. There's only one thing you must do to survive. You have to figure out why you're really here. No one can tell you, not unless you follow the right path. Or at least, a right path. There's too many of those to count. Hopefully you'll pick at least one of them. Because there are even more wrong paths. Many of them lead to your demise. Others lead to something even worse.
Starting scene's over and having to fast forward back to where you were, am I right?
For this place holds many secrets, even from itself. But the one that truly matters can only be learned if you answer the most important question. Why are you here? Why are you here? Answer that, and you'll learn the truth. The ultimate truth.
Vague. Mysterious. I gotta give it up to this ocean character. That's some quality early game storytelling.
Hold on, I'm back. One more piece of advice. You've made many choices by now. Some of them I liked, some of them I did not. It's in your best interest to make more choices that I like.
You wake up to find Huntress holding your limp body, gingerly pouring cool water into your mouth. Wait, where's Spirit? Oh, good, you're okay. Sometimes when I try and care for people, they have a way of ending up less alive than when I started. Which would be a total bummer if that happened to you. It's been so long since I had a normal, happy, healthy, living person around. Usually I'm just falling into the same old routine of smashing everyone's head open with a hatchet before I really get to know who they are as a person. You're not nearly as scared or too busy writhing in pain to see me for me. You feel nervous in her arms. Not just because they're maybe crushing you a little bit, but because she's beautiful. Yes, beautiful, but I was just going to narrate the fact, not, say it out loud as a single word like some creep. Beautiful mask. Your bunny mask is quite gorgeous. Nice recovery. But now that you're awake and talking, you got to keep this up. Did you make it yourself? You're the first person to ever ask me that. Yes, I did. You seem so quirky and cool. You could do anything, like own an Etsy store, be a doctor. Why is it that you want to kill people? Huntress sighs. You can practically see the memories flickering across her eyes. But she hasn't tried to kill you yet, so that's a good sign. It's all I was ever taught to do as a young girl. So I thought it was right. Even through the mask, you can see that Huntress is blushing a bit. Seems like your line of questioning has made her a little nervous. Hey, you didn't eat much at dinner. Want a snack? She offers you some jerky. Probably human jerky, but her spice game is on point because it smells pretty damn good. No thanks. I'm a vegetarian. Thanks, though. Huntress grunts in judgment. Humans are at the top of the food chain for a reason. Whoa, what's this? You found something in the sand. Huntress reaches down to pick it up. It's a hair clip. Probably left by some little girl who was playing on the beach long ago who is definitely still alive and not at all dead. Huntress closed the bag of jerky with the hair clip. Seems like she's a little mixed up on how exactly this particular item works. Should you go with the flow or show us some of your knowledge of advanced humaning? We don't want to be with her, so we're just going to go with the flow. Huntress is admittedly a little scary. Might be best not to correct her at this moment. But if she gets upset, she could probably kill you with nothing more than this very clip itself wielded as a blade in her nimble fingers. But honestly, would she even need the clip? Certainly her bare hands are enough to get the job done. You take a gulp thinking about how fragile your puny little neck is. Also, between the fainting, human jerky, the probably dead girl's hair clip, you're feeling ready to get back to the group and have a lie down. Good thinking. Wouldn't want that jerky to dry out. I hate to break this to you, but never mind. Just as things were really heating up, you hear a flurry of footsteps behind you, and you quickly spin around, ready to fend off whatever new danger has popped up on this strange island. Only to find that it's Dwight and Claudette sprinting across the beach, clipboards in hand, as they're waving in the air above their heads. Very important that we stick to the itinerary and attend each event as scheduled. Playing sick for cute flirt points was not a part of this evening's activities. That's strictly slotted in for after campfire story time. At this rate, we'll be late. Playing sick, no time for excuses. Well, there is, but that's scheduled for after what comes after the flirting. Go, 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 go. Once everyone has gathered at the fire pit, Dwight and Claudette quickly make an announcement. We're not going to blame anyone in particular, but someone, and we're not going to say who, so don't worry, you, hasn't been sticking to the schedule. That means that we're behind on time for evening activities, and we'll only have time for one person to share their special spooky nighttime story. Just one story, but story time is my favorite activity. This is a narrative-heavy experience. You're telling us that only one person gets to share? How will we decide who? Oh, great. We have to decide as a group? That never goes well. Whoever did this, step up now. I swear I won't be angry. I'll merely chop your head clean off. No fuss, no muss. Voice trembling, you realize that this is probably it for you, but you embrace your fate. Sorry, everyone. I think they're talking about me. To be honest, I still don't understand how this whole schedule thing works. I guess I lost track of time while I was passed out. Been there before. Even though it's taking some pressure off me, which is an absolute dream come true, is it really fair to pick on the newbie? Seriously, has anything ever happened on schedule even once? Damn it, Donald! If you try to flex that authority gimmick one more time, so help me, I'll snap your head off so quick and then I'll drown you in his blood, Cynthia. Fuss and muss are back on. You two know I love to hack, slash, and slice. We all know you love to kill. It's almost all you talk about. Nobody named any names. Who even knows any names? Not us. I renounce my name. Who's Donald? Who's Dwight? Who even knows anymore? Call me nobody. But we still got to get started on story time. So, Fidget, do you think you should go? Oh, damn it, that's a name. Please pick somebody quickly so this tropical vacation doesn't turn into a bloodbath. Spirit. I choose you, Spirit. Whoa, whoa. This entire experience is being carefully crafted to avoid an IP infringement lawsuit. Let's be careful with the catchphrases, will ya? Really? You want to hear from me? Spirit huffs and dramatically rolls her eyes. She gets to her feet in front of the campfire. Don't let her talk you out of it. She's great with ghost stories. I don't know where she gets it, but she comes up with the scariest stuff. Seriously disturbing, even to me, and I literally pulled a guy's skull and spine out once with my bare hands. Talk about bullshit stories. If everyone is going to chit chat, I guess I can just sit down, and Hunter's eyes go red behind her mask, and both Trapper and Wraith take their seat. They know when it's worth fighting and when it's not. Well, hate to break it to you, but tonight's story isn't scary. It's a romance. Too late now, though. I was selected, and so I'm going to tell my story. I call it The Prisoner's Kiss. You notice the Hunters and Wraith are both sharing a giant tub of popcorn. Nobody offered you popcorn. It was a dark summer night. Warm rain seeped from the sky like blood from an old wound. Detective Hoda, a celebrated investigator and renowned hostage negotiator, was called to the scene of a strange occurrence, unlike anything she had ever seen before. When she arrived, the scene was chaotic. Crowds had begun to gather. A dozen officers were doing everything they could to keep curious onlookers away. How could anyone resist wanting to know more? Or there, in the middle of a busy market, had appeared a giant box, strange, alien in its appearance, and massive in size. No one knew how it got there. Was it delivered? Built on site? In such a busy area, how could something like this just appear? A mystery. It was as if conjured by magic. This was no illusion. The huge box was very real, and someone was trapped inside. Spirit pauses her story to look from face to face of each audience member. She has no expression. You feel her vibrating with energy. She's in her element. Help me, cried someone inside the box. It was a man, terrified, trapped, imprisoned, his voice trembling. By now, it was as if every detective in the city was there, looking the strange structure up and down, inspecting it on every side. It didn't make sense. There were no doors, no windows, no fasteners or seams. It was completely solid and much too heavy to move by hand. Solid, that is, except for a single small slit, just enough to see the bloodshot eyes of the prisoner trapped inside. I don't know what happened. I woke up and here I was. I'm so scared. Please help me, cried the man, as if pleading for his life. No stranger to tense situations, Detective Hodo comforted the man. She used her training to calm him and buy time for the other investigators. However, time did not bring clarity, only anxiety, as the night dragged on with no progress opening the box. And as the night grew longer, the seeping rain puddling on the ground, the man inside grew more desperate, more sad and lonely, more pathetic and in need of help. But Detective Hodo was no help at all. Powerless to save him, guilt began to weigh on her like it never had before. Don't let me die in here, the man begged. Don't let me die alone. Stay calm, instructed Detective Oda. You're not alone. I'm here. Hell, half the town is here. We're all in this together, and we won't let this be the end of your story. Looking through the narrowest of passageways, Detective Hodo watched her own reflection, the tear-filled eyes of the strange, sad prisoner. Together, they both wept in silence at the hopelessness of the moment. Promise? Asked the man. Promise that I'm not alone? Yes, she promised, I do. A simple pledge. She felt an instant connection that she had never felt before. Not to her family, not to her friends, not to any of the other hostages she had worked so hard to free before. And so, the man's eyes closed and backed away. It didn't scare Detective Hoda, for she knew he would return. And he did, pressing his lips up to the narrow slit in this horrible puzzle box, repeating his question again, steam flowing from the mouth as he asked, Promise? Promise that I'm not alone? Yes, she promised. I do. And pressing her palms against the cold outside of the box, without truly knowing why, Detective Hoda leaned forward and placed her own lips up to the opening, letting her breath creep into the strange structure, allowing her warm lips to fall on this man's. It was a gentle kiss, a moment of compassion. She could feel in this brief contact the beating of her heart, pulsing blood through every inch of her body, matched beat for beat, and this soft touch. Thank you, said the man, no trace of fear remaining in his voice, and he backed away into the darkness, disappearing into a single moment of eerie calmness. Get back! Yelled an officer, suddenly thrusting himself between Detective Hoda and the box, breaking a silence that would be filled by a cacophony of whirring gears and clicking latches, a symphony of mechanical activity happening all at once. Something had triggered, as if unseen lever pulled, and the side of the giant box began to slide open. Detective Hoda gripped her flashlight tightly and pushed forward into the foggy interior of the giant box. Her feet splashed in the puddled rainwater, her heart racing, and she swept her light from side to side. And that's when her eyes landed on the man, or at least on what should have been him. There, in the corner of the box, was a pile of pieces, like parts of doll, almost pulled apart, or perhaps that's just how Detective Hoda had to think of him in that moment to survive. A collection of segments, limbs, pieces, disconnected from one another, clearly severed, and placed in a neat little pile. And atop that pile a head, cold, pale, eyes open, lips an icy blue. Spirit stares at the fire, her own expression lifeless, her lips blue. Tears fall from her chin and soak into the sand at her feet. You're blown away by the story, and it's safe to say you're not alone. Everyone else is looking into the fire or up at the sky, anywhere but at Spirit. It was you who chose her, you who initiated this harrowing tale. So sad, so creepy, so sensual. She really went into great detail when it came to describing that kiss. Too much detail. And now no one is sure to act. Dwight and Claudette are staring daggers at you. You have to do something. The game was supposed to be a lighthearted romp. Please, I said, do something! You stand and without saying anything approach Spirit, reaching your arms around her for a hug. Her robe, hovering in the air, begins to wrap itself around you and squeeze you into her. It's kind of like being hugged back, but also like being tied up. It's certainly not what you expected. Instinctively, you pull yourself away, but it's an awkward moment you nearly fall into the fire. Spirit says nothing and floats away without so much as a goodbye. You, meanwhile, realize everyone had just watched this truly strange interaction from the corners of their eyes. On that note, everyone decides it's time to take a break and split up for a little bit so they can all have a moment alone before bed. Everyone leaves, and you're alone by the fire. The only thing you hear is the ocean of slowly lapping against the shore. This is nice. A true moment of peace and tranquility that lasts for all of 7 seconds because Trickster shows up and he's blaring his latest song. Hey, baby. You look lonely. Mind if I join you? He doesn't wait for an answer. I know you've been hearing from these guppies all day, but I want you to hear something from a big fish like me. Something special those in charge of this island don't want you to hear. I am the ultimate catch on this island, the only lobster in an ocean of sardines. No one can give you what I can. You just have to find me. Come find me, baby. Trickster leaves. You're a bit confused about what to make of this cryptic clues, but you aren't going to get any time for yourself to think about them just yet. Spirit approaches you. You know, I was watching you while I told my story. I could tell it was having an effect on you. The fog that follows me around, I could feel you breathing heavily, taking me in. You and I are both absolutely flabbergasted at that piece of information. Like, legit, you learn something new every day, and even when you're a narrator, you're doing it again right now. You need to calm down. You should come to the hot tub with me.
Dipping in the hot tub with the Spirit? You've come a long way in a single day. I'm not saying you shouldn't follow her. An offer like that. Just don't forget our little talk.
You and your storyteller friend slip into the water. It's just the right temperature for an evening dip. Plus, if some jealous shark comes along and manages to jump from the ocean into the pool, you're also pretty sure your killer companion could handle it. I just want to be totally clear, even though that story bore some similarities to my life, it was not about me in any way, shape, or form. Not symbolically, not metaphorically, not any other ickily. I believe you completely. Sure, you were cut into pieces in your life, and so was the person in the story. A perfectly normal coincidence. Sure, you're on this island, trapped, one might say, in the most puzzling place. Also a completely regular coincidence. And sure, his lips were blue, and your lips are blue. Really? You call this blue? Searching for answers, hoping to find revenge. Okay, so the similarities stop there, I guess. Coincidences. Sorry, the coincidences. Get this through your head, whoever you are. Samurai blood runs through my veins. Or well, maybe it has coagulated by now. No need to sweat the details. Regardless, I am a descendant of noble warriors. Thousands of years of training with bladed weapons preceded my entrance into this world. Do you know how many swords that is? A lot. You've got to figure that with that many sharp edges, a person is bound to get disconnected from a body part here and there. The truth is, and I wouldn't typically share this, so don't go blabbing about it, I dreamt that story, like watching a movie in my sleep when I was just a little girl. Years before my father sunk his blade into my skin. I've never been able to shake it. That's a very adult story for a child to dream. Do you believe me? I know we just met, but yes, I do believe you. The way you told that story, it clearly came from someplace deep. Fool! Who taught you to trust a stranger? You're gonna get hurt if you don't learn to take better care of yourself. Now you get me wondering, do I believe you if you believe her or not? And if I know everything, because trust me, I know everything, Don't I already know the answer to my own question before about if I believe your answer to Spirit's question? Whoa. Ocean air got me tripping. Sorry, didn't mean to distract us both. What's important is that a certain corpsey cutie floating in a cloud of magical mist might still be waiting for you to say the right thing and free her from her puzzle box if you believe that she is damn it gummy gum again. Unfortunately, before you can follow the conundrum to what will be surely mind-numbing cycle of new questions, you find a certain to someone standing before you with a fresh towel ready to dry you off. Sorry, kids. It's time for bed. I might be the youngest one here, but I'm no kid. I do, however, love being wrapped up in a fresh, clean towel. My mother used to help me wash my hair when I was young. She'd comb out all the tangles and tie a ribbon around it before sending me on my way. I miss her. You watch as Spirit stares off into the distance, her hand gripping it into a tight fist. She doesn't notice you watching her at first. When she catches you, she turns away, roughly grabs a towel from Dwight, and then pushes him and Claudette aside as she floats off. Oh, that didn't go well. But we're off to a rough start. We head over to the campfire. The heat is comforting on this chilly night. Looking at the crackling embers, you think about Spirit's story about the prisoner in the puzzle box. Managed to escape this place. Do you leave with your life? Or has it already been taken from you? It's just a matter of time until you make a gruesome discovery. Before you can dwell too much on your fate, Claudette and Dwight arrive, their now familiar creepy smile stretching from ear to ear. It's a bit menacing to see a smile like that lit by firelight. We must apologize for the accommodations. We weren't prepared for another guest, but we're going to make you comfortable or die trying. They hand over a pillow and a blanket and welcome you to snuggle up by the fire. Perhaps some music will put you at ease. Just try to keep the volume to a minimum. Our other guests aren't the type you'll want to rob of their beauty sleep. Ready? Away we go. As you relax and look into the fire, the radio begins to fuzz and flicker. You examine it and decide that you might adjust the dial and fix it. So as I described in the Huntress video, I have gone through these stations in both the Wraith and Trapper video. All those video links are in the description down below. So if you're curious to see more of these radio stations, by all means, you are free to check out those videos and give them a watch as well. No matter how many things you listen to, you still can't sleep. You decide to ask one of the killers to spend a little more time with you until you're sleepier. Who would you like to summon to your side and lay by the fire? Spirit, we gotta fix this. Spirit, are you around? I was wondering if I could get a little company. Spirit tells you her secret of falling asleep when she's feeling restless. I like to listen to flute music, dab on some essential oils, and steam my pores. Really? What? Even the dead like to relax. I don't really have any of those things around. Ooh. Spirit reaches out and presents you with a unique item. It's a small comb carved from bamboo. I guess you could hold on to this. It was a gift from my mother. I will want it back though. And if you lose it, well, you'll get revenge on me. If it's the last thing I do. You finally start to feel sleepy. Except that maybe this isn't really a sleepy feeling. Maybe you're paralyzed. You try to keep your eyes open, but you can't. Darkness overtakes you.
The dark voice.
The dark voice from earlier speaks to you again. It shouldn't still be as spooky by now. You've had a whole day of strange voices in your head, but this one is still undeniably odd.
The human body is made up of 60% water. Did you know that? Of course you did. Everyone knows that, even amnesiac video game protagonists. Well, guess what? Drink as much as you'd like. You'll never get to 100%. You hear me? Don't think I don't see what you're up to.
You awake suddenly to see someone looming over you. Huntress is rifling through your pockets. Oh, you're awake. I wasn't stealing from you, merely trying to get to know you better by seeing what sort of trinkets you keep close. I saw you with the Spirit right before the bedtime. Look, I'm not saying I don't trust them, but, well, yes, I am saying that. I don't trust anyone I don't really have tied up. So I was making sure they didn't do anything fishy. And I was making sure you're not a soldier. Soldiers killed my father, you know. Well, while I've got you, you should really consider spending more time with me. I'm not scary. You're not? Not at all. I'm just a lost girl on a big island. I've been watching you since you got here, you know. Not in a creepy way. Huntress pauses for a long moment. All right, in a charmingly creepy way. I've noticed how fun loving you seem. If you spend some time with me tomorrow, maybe I'll take you to this special place I found. It's all mine. None of the other killers have been able to find me there. It's quiet and isolated. Maybe I'll even show you how to make beef stroganoff. That all sounds very enticing. I'll let you get back to bed. It's been a long day. Andres places a gigantic hand on your forehead and your eyes flutter closed. Finally alone, for real this time, maybe, you drift off to sleep again. Hopefully you're not poisoned. Wait a second, where are we? This isn't... Oh, jeez, it is. It's one of those reality show confessional rooms where all the contestants talk directly to the camera. Look, I don't need anyone. I've been perfectly fine on my own since my mother died. I eat an all-organic diet of raw deer, bear, and human. I'm as fit as a fiddle. That being said, something about this newcomer makes me think I might be missing out on some huge part of this thing called life. There's always time to turn things around. Like that one time I spent day and night searching for food in vain. Only returned to my cabin, spent and starving to find a family of squirrels nesting in my chimney. They were delicious. I'm being honest, I want to just kill about every person I meet within a minute of meeting them. Even the people I can tolerate I want to see suffer for a long time before I kill them. So for this person, for some reason I would like them to continue living. For now. One false step and well, you know, everyone calls me Trapper for a reason. And they better call me Trapper. I swear if I watch this later and you list me as Evan, I'm gonna kill the Chiron guy. I'm not really sure how to feel about Fidget. On one hand, everyone I've cared about has met an awful fate, so it's probably good for Fidget they just keep ignoring me. On the other hand, there's something about them that maybe could work out for my me. I know that everyone thinks me as this beautiful cold-blooded monster. I can't help it. Circulation just isn't my thing. I don't choose to be cold. This cute hat and robe, okay, they're a choice, sure. If someone were to come around and capture my heart, at least that beats being stabbed in it. Besides, I'm gonna get bloody revenge on a society that has used me and thrown me away. Maybe it wouldn't hurt to have a little help. You open your eyes. The sun is shining. There's not a cloud in the sky, and you feel great, totally well rested. You're not even suspicious of the fact that you fell asleep by the campfire, but woke up several yards down the beach. Wait, are you on vacation? Was yesterday nothing more than a strange dream? No, not a dream. You really are here for another day. Why? I have no idea. You're obviously a weirdo. Speaking of weirdos, I see the rest of the gang is hanging out at the beach. This is definitely not a dream. I wouldn't rule out a nightmare just yet, though. At least they make for a sexy bunch, no? And talk about sexy. Here comes Trickster carrying coffee. Morning, beautiful. Thought you might like a nice cup of joe to start the incredible day off right. Trickster seems suspiciously cheerful. I'm sure there's nothing nefarious beyond his joyful demeanor, though. Everyone knows musicians are morning people. I also want to wish you luck. Today's an important one. My only regret is that I won't be a bigger part of it. Budgeting issues. Also, I am just swamped with engagements, especially on the other island. Trickster winks at you. If you want to ask him how to reach the other island, now is the time. Never mind, he left. Well, at least he brought me a cup of... No, wait, don't drink that! What the hell was that? They don't call him Trickster because he's good on a skateboard. He definitely didn't get that name because he brings people drinks so they can have a good morning. That was almost certainly not coffee. And I don't want anyone casually poisoning, imprisoning, and torturing you. Yeah. This is supposed to be a tropical paradise. Type of place you give a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, 2 thumbs up review to, not an eternal prison of pain. And please make sure to leave a review. It really helps with the algorithms. Just trust me, I'm looking out for you. So can we please move on?
Hey, wait a second. How did a possibly ominous and possibly unreliable narrator physically just knock that coffee out of your hand?
This is not a parliament and the floor does not recognize the ocean to speak out of turn at this moment.
I need no recognition, for I am the ocean. I dominate the land. I submerge those who defy me and become their watery grave. Actually, speaking of graves, I would like to say something. Something of grave importance.
Fine. Go ahead.
Even if this place is an eternal prison of pain, I'm not saying it is. Even a place of extreme horror can still receive a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10 thumbs up review if it was crafted with love and or that's the type of thing you're into.
You know, the ocean is right. A lot of hard work goes into a place like this. You should really judge it on the artist's intent, and whenever possible, start from the mindset of giving him the benefit of the doubt. Constructing these elaborate simulations, vacations, is not easy to do. Sometimes there are small bugs or inconsistencies, but that's just the nature of the process. Perfection is overrated. The universe is filled with mysteries. We ought to celebrate those who venture to bare their souls as part of the creative process with the ultimate intent of making things for our enjoyment, not to be overly critical of them. Are you trying to sell me on this place actually being good? You don't have to say it like that, especially after I saved from that poorly made cup of coffee. Sorry, we could have been here 5 minutes ago. They always do this on the second morning. Sad, really. Even if they do make some great points. Oh, sure, they make great points. I agree. Can we please move on? Yes, of course. Apologies, Fidget. The last few minutes aside, have you been enjoying your time here on the island? Yes, I've been having a lovely time. If I were to summarize my time here, I'd call it a lovely time. Aw, lovely. We love to hear that. Because isn't that what this place is all about? Finding love? No. Shut up, Dwight. You'll get us all killed again and again and again. We do need to ask you one more question, though. We all just sign away our rights to say anything negative about this place. Would you please sign this non-disparagement agreement? Yes, I would hereby agree to participate in a verbal contract saying that I, Fidget, will never say anything negative about my stay here on this island. Perfect. Delightful.
Excellent.
Yes, yes. Hey, Fidget, it's still totally cool if you have a constructive feedback. The place to leave that is in a positive review, because we all know that nobody reads negative reviews of games or resorts like this. Anyway, I see Dwight and Claudia have gone to a trance. And with the grumbling I hear from your belly, that can mean only one thing.
Breakfast.
Perfect timing. Everyone rolls in the dining area to lard up those sexy little bellies with pancakes and bacon, and so much for retaining those beach bods. We're all half naked in a tropical paradise. Can we get some strawberries here? A yogurt? Magic powers will only get you so far. Even killers watch their sodium intake. You take your plate and sit down thinking about yesterday and the whirlwind of feelings you experienced. Danger, dread, disorientation. It was like going through puberty again, except all in one day on a beautiful, mysterious island. Looks like you're not the only one doing some introspection, though. Trapper stands up to talk about how his day went, in case anyone was wondering. Personally, I wasn't. I'll be honest, I didn't expect you to survive yesterday, so congrats, I guess. Whether you survive today is 50-50 at best. Good luck. Oh, no. Bizarre, back to your breath. Nope. Now Hunter steps up to talk about her feelings. This island is treacherous. I don't know what the newcomer thinks they're doing here, but it certainly isn't helping any of us. Whoa. Hunter pretends to be all independent, but she's secretly kind of miffed you and her aren't getting along. Ah, well, that surely must be it. No one else would really stand up during breakfast too. And just like that, here comes Spirit. Did everyone sleep well? I did, or should I say did not? I haven't slept in 20 years on account of this whole burning quest for familial revenge thing, and the last night was no different, so in that case, it was exactly how it should be. Got a lot of reading done, though. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to go back to quietly resenting being trapped here with you all while looking cute doing so. Guessing Wraith has had enough time to work up the courage to speak in front of a group. Ah, perfect. Here he is. Take us home, Wraith. Glad the introduction of Fidget to our island paradise, and yeah, that was in quotations, didn't distract me from my normal routine, ignoring all of you and vice versa. Placed in an external prison of suspicion and suffering, and no one cares. I'm still the only one asking any questions. I'm asking the question too. It's when will Wraith shut up? And now they're all looking at you expectantly. Wait, are you supposed to stand up and explain how yesterday made you feel? I think I need to process everything by myself. I'll see you all soon. Damn, what a power play. Keep them wanting more. You're getting good at this game, or a sexy true to life experience. Shame you didn't get to eat any breakfast, but so be it. After breakfast, you head to the hot tub by yourself to clear your head. Yesterday was, in short, a lot. Before you get there, though, something catches your attention. You hear that? Who are you addressing? Me? Well, yeah, I guess. That is okay, right? You know, I might be pursuing a relationship with one of these 4 fine killers, but it feels like the person I'm getting to know the most is you, narrator. It's only okay in so much as it serves to illustrate that you've lost your mind, seeing as I'm not real at all. Yeah, I heard it this time. I think it's coming from behind the pool shed. No, stick it in there. A little more. Oh, yeah, that's it. Yes. How's that feel? Intense? Nice. Yeah, that feels right. This is uncomfortable. Now I want you to take that and put it right. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Just like that? Exactly like that. I swear I had no idea these two even, whatever it is they're doing. I'm afraid to look. Please say something so they know you're close by and can hear everything. Oh, Oh, wow. Look at this super cool bottle of Trickster brand suntan lotion. Someone left on a chair. Anyone know where I can buy some? Damn it. Oh, come on. A little privacy, please. Twice Pandy and Claudette has a crazed look in her eyes. Sorry, I didn't know how else to let you know I was here and that I could hear you. Well, you know. No, what? What do you think we were doing? You were doing... I don't know exactly what you were doing, but it sounded like fun. Do you think two people trying to find new ways to kill each other in a desperate search to make their own death permanent is fun? Oops. We get 5 minutes for ourselves every day, and we spend it hoping if we stab each other in just the right spot, we won't get resurrected. I've come to believe the key to finding the exact place we need to bleed out from, and I believe that place is in our appendix. Why else would it be there? Makes sense to me. Did you actually think we were me and him? Dwight! Don't have to laugh that hard. They get it. My life is a nightmare, and yet somehow it's never been worse than right now. Let's go, lover boy. I know that all our entry wounds in our 5 minutes is up anyway. Good luck, Fidget. You're gonna need it. And hey, if you figure out how to escape this island, please just make sure your ghost tells us how. That was both a tragedy and a comedy. A cragmity. Shut up. I like it. Anyway, where are we? Oh, yeah. You're heading to the hot tub by yourself to clear your head. Yesterday was, in short, a lot. So far today has been exhausting too. But you're dedicated to achieving a true, centered sense of calm. No drama, no bullshit, just soaking up sun in a heated pool. Today, you're on a date with you.
Oh, I like that. I want to be on a date with me. Who would make the first move?
And aside from that disturbing thought, all is going to plan until a shadow blocks your precious sun. Spiky tipped, like a palm tree is bending over to screw with you. But it's no tree at all. It's, hey, babe. Breakfast was weird, huh? Everyone just getting up and announcing how they're feeling. What's that about? Some force kind of checking with the group? I don't like it. Ishy. Kind of lazy. Whatever though. Breakfast is dumb. No one should eat before noon or after 4 p.m. Yeah, I do intermittent fasting. You seen my abs, by the way? Maybe you can see them later at my private stage on the other island. You know, IP Island, where all the Hollywood celebs hang out. If you play your cards right. I could give you a private show. Catch you around. His abs are pretty amazing. You gotta give him that. And the blow-up bat, threatening, but adorable. Makes for an interesting silhouette. Genius idea. He's a psychopath, just like the rest of them. You don't gotta give him anything, and we're not best friends. Just because we had a little talk about doing a little talking, it's not an open invitation to go smashing the fourth wall every 5 seconds. Okay, now that guy is gone, we've got some ground rules established that we're definitely going to abide by. Time to lay back, take some deep, slow breaths, and nope, another shadow. These people will not leave you alone. Let's see what it is this time. Oh, it's Spirit. That checks out. You two have gotten pretty cozy. We should get out of here. I know a place that brings a bit of welcome darkness to this tropical nightmare. Best of all, I'm the only one that seems to know about it, so we won't be bothered there. I don't even know why I'm telling you, really. It's my private spot. But I guess I've got a feeling that you'll appreciate it in the way that I do. Not like these other killers. They don't get me. But I'll get them. Oh, I'll get them, and I'll get my father too, and I'll punish him for what he did to me and my mother and me. Spirit radiates a menacing aura, waving her sword around the air as she threatens, well, the entire universe. It's scary and more than a little hot if you get turned on by menacing. Look, all this time on Murs Island, you got us both a little confused about things. I'm choosing to lean into it. I suggest you do the same. You've seen her get mad, which is probably enough to scare you into compliance, but you've also seen that there's a more sensitive side hiding within her. Which one do you think will win out? You consider her offer, but before you can decide if you want to go off with Spirit, the trapper interjects. I demand that you reconsider. Actually, I strongly suggest it. Especially if you're choosing between me, a walking mountain with rich ore of gold running through it, and a literal wisp of air. Literally, air. Spirit is held together by air. I wouldn't put my faith in anyone who can be defeated by a strong breeze. Tough choice. You weigh your options quickly because you can only go on one date today, and you also don't want to be hacked to pieces for saying the wrong thing. It's always good to remember that these are all cold-blooded killers. But you know what they say, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. and then die a horrible, retching, writhing death after drinking because the lemons were poisoned all along. Sorry, this island has really got me tilted. So who will it be? Spirit. I gotta go with Spirit. You made the correct decision. But know this, just because you picked me doesn't mean I'm gonna slobber all over you like a dog, understand? Well, of course, you still got a lot to prove to me. I want to believe that our connection is real, but I've been hurt before. Literally. With a katana. A katana that I now wield in spectral form. You feel me? Because you will feel me if you try any of that macho trapper crap. Yep, I feel you. Before you ask Claudette, do I have to clarify? I'll just let you know that yes, it's too late to change your answer now. You and Spirit arrive at the coast, overlooking the Black Lighthouse. It's old and decrepit, but still impressive. There's something magnetic about it. You can see why Spirit would be drawn to such a place. You look Spirit up and down and notice that she's wearing all black, just like the lighthouse. I'm noticing a bit of a theme. Is black your favorite color? Black isn't really a color at all. It's the absence of color. It's a void, like a black hole, a place that swallows light, a dying star. Damn, now that's dark. You're confident that Spirit will vibe with this. Spirit doesn't really care for science fiction. Not the type with spaceships and lasers anyhow. She's more into the type of strange adventures that kick off right here on Earth. Earth! Is that where we are? You wonder. The lapping waves on the shore of the coast set a romantic tone. The fog that surrounds Spirit everywhere just blends perfectly with the mist rolling up over the rocky shoreline. She's at one with this place, and so are you. Peace doesn't last too long, however, as the lighthouse lets out an eerie howl, like a monster dying. A spiraling black light stretches out across the sky. Spirit has to yell at you just to be heard. Oh yeah, it does that! The light and sound recede, and the two of you sit in silence. Spirit lays a towel down, and then pats on it gently. Clearly she wants your company, so you oblige. When you do, she takes out some sunscreen and hands it to you. You're not exactly sure what to do. Is this an invitation to get a little hands-on action? What else could it be? Let's just say thanks, as in, like, I'm assuming this means we'll put it on ourselves, because this makes it sound like that would be asking her to do it, so we'll just say thanks. Thanks. I forgot to bring my own when I lost my memory and fell into the ocean. No problem. I figured as much. Spirit turns away while you slather lotion all over your body. Need any help reaching those difficult spots? You see a hand float around your back. Sure, why not? Spirit's hand on your back is ice cold, but she has a soft touch. When she's done, she takes care of herself. You watch as Spirit applies sunscreen to herself in the most unique way, by floating her own hand around her back to spread it on. Maybe we ask about her? So, if you don't mind, what's the deal with all those shards of glass sticking up from all over your body? You picked the right answer. You really want to know? You're not creeped out by them? You're not creeped out, just nervous because you know the answer might be very personal, but she's a person you want to get to know. I was just thinking about what you must have gone through to end up like that. It had to have been horrible. It was worse than death. At least death ends eventually. But I wouldn't want to forget it. It's literally made me who I am right now. Truth is, I could pull out all these bits of glass that are stuck in my flesh out right now if I wanted to, but I don't want to. Each shard is a reminder of what my father did to me and what the world did to him. That's why I refuse to play the universe's game. I hate the idea that I'll be forced to succumb to pressure the way he did in the end. The way that fear and anger filled him up and he came bursting out. The way his misery flooded our home and drowned us all. Yeesh. It's hard not to think about revenge. The dragon inside me is doing to me what the world did to him. I have to fight it, even though it gives me strength. I must maintain control. You're stronger than he ever was. I'm sure of it. Appreciate that, Fidget. I suppose a little help isn't a bad thing. In life, in love, this world is a lot to endure alone. Maybe I could use a little assistance reaching my delicate toes for a bit of lotion. You know, having your body contort in these vengeful poses, it really does a number on my joints. It rubs the lotion on its skin. Oh, for those of you with a foot fetish, make sure you like and subscribe. I'm not a feet person personally. Not bad. Four to 5. Well, I suppose the lotion made it to where it was supposed to be going eventually, and you weren't too incredibly wasteful. I'm not a woman who believes in rushing through things just to get them done. If there is a next time, I'm sure you'll do even better. You look up at the lighthouse. It's ominous dark from hovering above this moment between Spirit and yourself. Evil as it clearly is. In this case, it does you a solid by blurting out another ominous moan and burst of black light that rescues you from this awkward silence. From seemingly out of nowhere, an ancient-looking ship appears in the water. It glows, itself a thing of death, a spirit of a ship that once sailed these seas centuries ago. A tattered black flag whips in the ocean air above the ship as it careens toward the shore. Before crashing on the rocks, it must be drawn in by the lighthouse. You hear the distant shouting of sailors as the old wooden ghost ship breaks up and sinks into the water. Oh, right, it does that sometimes too. Should we do something? Nah, the sharks will take care of it. Within a minute, the ocean is quiet again, except for the waves. Note to self, hungry sharks. But these time-traveling pirates, or whoever they were, you're half sure you saw one of those skull and crossbone flags, aren't the only ones drawn here today. It's Wraith. He has emerged from the palm trees behind you. I didn't come here to break up your date or anything. I came here for that. Wraith points to the lighthouse. It is indifferent to his attention. I've been seeing it in my dreams, shining its strange light on me. I can't avoid it. Through woods and walls, nothing seems to stop it from reaching out to me. Duh, it's a haunted lighthouse. It does that to everyone at some point. You're no more special than me, those dead pirates, or that mermaid I saw washed up on the shore that one time. Ew. Mermaids, by the way, aren't even close as beautiful in person as they are in movies. More sea witch than underwater princess, if you get my drift. It's all part of a vast conspiracy, an epic river of lies that runs beneath the island, or something. Pretty sure I figured it out. The basics anyway. If you come with me, You can get cut! Spirit waves her katana, nearly trimming a couple buttons off Wraith's tropical top. He takes the hint and backs away a few steps slowly. For the quiet guy, he never really shuts up. Okay, be that way. You'll see. Alone at last, tension broke, deathly moans quiet, and Wraith vanished back to wherever he hangs out. You scooch closer to Spirit, breathing in the damp, foggy air that seems to emanate from her. It's not quite clear how the whole fog thing works, but you don't even care. You're feeling this moment. Spirit seems to be feeling it too. She starts to adjust her robe, and you get a peek at the bathing suit underneath. For someone who seems intent on proving how little she cares about what everyone else thinks, she puts a lot of work into getting into that suit. It's cut straps for days. However, you're so focused on what's happening with Spirit, you don't see the next interruption coming. And Claudette and Dwight burst in on you and interrupt whatever you were doing. Doesn't seem like they were worried they'd bump into much. We're here to make a very dramatic announcement. Well, technically, we're here to invite you to join us back at the beach, where we'll be making a very dramatic announcement. It's hard being the producers and the hosts. Aren't survivors supposed to work in groups of 4? I see what they did there. When you arrive at the beach, you realized you were set up. Despite promising an announcement, Dwight and Claudette simply stand quietly. This isn't at all what was promised. Is it going to be Huntress this time? Wait a minute. There's no announcement here. But there is. Wraith, you tricker. You got mud in your ears, friend? I told you to get lost. Don't you see? Lost is what I am. And so are you. But I know the way out. I've got a map back in my secret lair, literally and figuratively. Yeah, I know the difference. That's why you should ditch Spirit and come spend the rest of the night with me instead. Got a secret lair? Damn it. Who said anything about a secret lair? I said I've got sap in my secret hair. There's a flap in my secret hair. Don't change the subject. Don't ask me what he's talking about. You're trying to make a mess of the first nice day I've had in I don't know how long, because it's not even clear what year it is, but in a while. I'm not about to be ditched for the likes of you. It's not me messing things up. Like I keep trying to tell you, it's this dang island. I've come to accept a difficult truth. What's happening here, well, I'm convinced that it's our fate. It's not anyone's decision. It's simply the way it will be. There's no use fighting it. What would you even know about fighting? All you know is hiding in your spooky little secret hair and crying like a baby while ringing your little bell. So don't tell me what I can and can't fight back against. I was born a fighter. A dragon lives inside me. I can't not fight even when all my might I want to do is hide. Don't you see this giant hat? It's a metaphor. If I do have a fate, my fate is to win every fight that comes my way. Got it? Hoax. Oh, you hide. I've seen you hide. You do your phase walking routine. What do you call that? Basically cloaking. And we all know that cloaking is a type of hiding. Folks, you're a cloak? I don't cloak. I'm not a cloaker. I phase walk out in the open. You just can't see me. You have no idea what they're talking about, but this sure sounds like some video game community forum thread minuta that if there ever was such a thing. Not that you know about that either. Sure doesn't seem like Dwight and Claudette are going to stop this. So it's on you. Ahem. I think I was brought here to make this choice, so I'm going to do that now. And I choose... When it comes down to it, neither of these two seem easy to love. I mean, damn, Spirit literally has broken glass shards sticking out of her. But she has a certain charm to her gloom. Spirit and I were actually having a nice time. Besides, if it's my fate to end up on this island, well, to hell with fate, really. And don't take this the wrong way, Wraith, but the amount of awkwardness you pack into a single day, no wonder you're so skinny. All that second guessing yourself must burn a lot of calories. No offense taken, it's... Yeah, okay, it's true. I can be a little awkward, I guess. Sometimes. Right, so I'm gonna stick with Spirit. Spirit breathes a sigh of relief. I've got enough revenge to do without having to kill you and Wraith too. Spirit walks you around a corner to show you something that she discovered in this place and knew was meant to be connected with her journey. A cherry tree. It's just a small sapling, but has begun to spout flowers. Doesn't make sense to see a cherry tree here in this place. Also doesn't make sense to see a ghost in a black bathing suit, so you just accept it. As Spirit steps up to the tree, a cold breeze pulls some petals off. They come cascading through the air around the both of you. Do you know the meaning of the cherry blossom? They're beautiful, but also quite symbolic. Of course, like all good symbols, their meaning is pretty complicated. What do you mean? What do they mean to you? For many people, being among cherry blossoms is like being at a celebration of life. People travel great distances just to be near their vibrant beauty. However, as beautiful as they might be, they aren't magical. They're simply flowers. They quickly die and fade away, and for this reason, they are also a symbol of the fleeting nature of life, of our fragile mortality. In a way, it's the specter of looming death that calls attention to this special moment, to see and appreciate life. How does that duality make you feel, Fidget? Empowered. The knowledge that life and death are a cycle has always given me a peace. Accepting the fleeting nature of life, like the beauty of a flower in bloom, allows me to appreciate the moment without being too hung up on what comes next. As you explain, Spirit's face begins to look sad to you. You're not sure why. It's not the happiest topic, life and death, but why shouldn't that matter? Then it dawns on you. Spirit has been trapped in this ghastly state of death with no hope to cycle back. No rebirth, no moment of blossoming, life long gone. That scary time of death and decay that comes after the good part. That's Spirit's eternity. I feel like an idiot. I wasn't talking about you. I wasn't even thinking about you. You just answer from the heart. I can't let that bother me. Our priorities are not the same. I have my mission. Once the fallen cherry blossom represent the souls of samurai warriors, Those with noble characters, those who not feared death, those who were killed in the great sacrifice to honor their empire. Their lives were short, but their purpose gave them beauty. Those warriors saw death coming, but they never despaired. They stood and faced it. They held their swords and struck down their fear. But despite the samurai spirit that lives in me and my noble bloodline, my life has ended. But my death continues to stretch on. The cycle is frozen. The cherry tree? It's not real. Though its petals fall, they soon replenish. It's as if they were installed here by someone. You watch as Spirit chooses her words very carefully. By something with no respect for the balance of life and death. Sorry to interrupt. You know we don't believe you, right? Yep. But this time we've got a really good reason. It has nothing to do with us being manipulated by an unseen force. Because that's definitely not happening. Nobody accused you of that, but okay. We're just here to tell you that it's time for dinner, silly. Get it while it's hot. Yes, it's time to go, whatever. Thanks for spending some time with me today. Enjoyed it. Me too. Hope she's not... I don't know how like the game tallies things, but I hope because we kind of gave an insensitive answer that affects the end game. I hope there's a bit of forgiveness kind of included in the game. It'd be hard if you... I mean, granted, we got lucky in the last 3 playthroughs that we got the good endings for all 3, but it would be really hard if you had to have it perfect every time. What a fun day you've been having. I can see it written all over your face. You're shining. And that's not just the remaining anxious sweat from spending an afternoon courting a psycho killer. No, you are really feeling this, the whole romantic experience. Don't worry, I'll keep your dirty little secrets. But enough gentle ribbing. It's time to get back to business. All the appetizing singles have arrived for dinner, including Trickster. Wraith is here too. We're not going to do the gag where we all cram them on screen at the same time again. Just believe me, they're all here. They're just as sexy and demented as you remember them. With their love on the line, everyone is being very careful not to offend you by saying the wrong thing. Congrats, by the way, on getting this far. I'm surprised as you are, but these 4 are falling for you. No, not because of your personality, but because you just met them yesterday. However, since Wraith seems like the biggest long shot to end up holding onto your heart, he throws caution to the wind and speaks up. It's a pretty small consolation prize for being the least loved killer on Murder's Island, but hey, letting them have this one moment in the spotlight is the least we can do. And heaven knows, they won't do any better than that. Sick of watching everyone gorge themselves while I'm preoccupied with, trying to get to the bottom of this never-ending nightmare. So tonight, none of that. I'm not really hungry anyway. I just say we do a simple salad or something. The green kind, not the mayo kind. Mayo's gross. I'm fine with just lettuce. Doesn't have to be fancy. Not iceberg, though. It has no nutritional value. Letting Wraith choose was a mistake. That's on all of us. Dinner will be served shortly, but certain power brokers would like to know about your day. Would you like to share your day with the rest of the group? You had an interesting day, that's for sure. But how will you describe it to the others? Say too much or too little could affect your standing with the group. Okay, but don't just sit there saying nothing. Nothing's not an option. Be coy. It wasn't really a date. More like 2 people avoiding everyone else and choosing to be alone, but doing it in relatively close proximity to each other. That's exactly right. Could have not said anything better of value myself. She seems like the kind of girl, right, who doesn't want to be on display. Spirit is clearly happy with the way you betrayed your date. No surprise. She doesn't like people getting into her business. Not on display, but pretending like we don't care. Like, I don't care, whatever. Dwight and Claudette bring out dinner. Everyone eats in silence. No one trusts anyone now, and they are all very tired. Oh, wait, no, sorry. That's a jury supernatural horror thriller set in Antarctica, not a charming parody dating sim set in an undisclosed tropical paradise. Bony appetit. Don't you mean bon? No, almost everything we serve has a lot of bones in it. Even the vegetables. Impossible to avoid on this island. Everyone eats without speaking. Tensions are rising, both of the sexual and deadly variety. When everyone finishes, Dwight and Claudette come back to clean up the table. They linger around you as they pick up your plate, take your napkin, and dust crumbs off the table. Crumbs from the salad? What would you like to say to the servants? Your top-notch service is much appreciated. In fact, here. For us? Just for doing our jobs? Thank you kindly. Everyone, if you would please be so kind as to follow us to the fire pit, we greatly appreciate it. We've been told something big is going to happen. Something that will change everything. You can go willingly or you can go unwillingly. You have no choice. Tough cookies. Did you have a choice in how you said that, dweeb? Yes, and I immediately regret how I did. Good. Something needs to change around here. Fire is rebirth. Fire illuminates the soul. Hope the fire isn't too smoky. Smoke hurts my eyes. I have pretty sensitive eyes. I'm also horribly afraid of it. The fire. I mean, not my eyes. Because of childhood trauma involving fire. And finally, everyone starts moving toward the fire pit, if only to get away from the raised complaining. You take a seat on a comfortable log, feeling the fire's heat against your skin, and wait for other killers to take their places, wondering who will want to tell a story this time. Will narrator tell a story? Or they've got a suddenly creative mind. Hey, you think, are they allowed to simply place thoughts in my mind like this? Doesn't seem fair. Everyone makes their way in, but something unexpected happens. Nothing happens. Something almost always seems to be happening here, so nothing is probably not a great sign. Oh, cool. Now everyone's looking at you. So, you know, do something. Should I pick someone to tell a story, or you could play charades? Boggle? Well, we were actually thinking, why don't you tell us a story? Wraith points his spine and skills staff thingamajig at you. You duck out of the way. Who knows what that thing could do? Probably shoot lasers. Try not to bore us. We're just very interested in you. Don't speak for me, Huntress. Now you can't tell if you're warm from the fire or if it's your nerves heating up. I know the fire is right here, but maybe if we stop talking about it all the time, we can start to pretend it's not here and doesn't, you know, threaten to burn us all alive. He's not supposed to hear me. Get out of here, Wraith. Fidget was about to make an important decision about telling a story or not. Fine, I'll tell a story. Sure, I'm game to tell a story. I hope it's a mystery. Okay, what type of story do you want to tell? So Spirit did romance earlier. So maybe she would like romance? I don't think she would like action. Well, I mean, she comes from a bloodline of like samurai warriors. I feel like I should be choosing romance, but let's go out on a limb and choose action. No pun intended. Here's an actual packed yarn for you lot. This time I got into a bar fight. Oh, it's the bar story. The group is interested. They lean in. I'm all ears. I'm not talking about the bucket of them I have in my boat. You crack open a beer by smashing the ball cap off the nearest rock before starting. I'm at a local watering hole powering up to my regular 12 beers before I slay at the pool table. Slay is good. Steely Dan blasting the jukebox. The bartender's tip jar is filled to the brim. I pound the final pint and smash the glass on the counter as I demand shots for the entire joint. Patrons cheer for me. I am their god. Suddenly I hear the telltale revving of engines outside. Motorcycles. The saloon doors swing open. Wait, is it a saloon now? And it walks in my arch nemesis, Big Slim, the giant of North Toledo. He sounds sexy. Thought I smelled something acrid from Akron when I hopped off this hog, Slim says with a sneer. I get up from my stool, the gal behind me rubbing my shoulders, revving me up for the inevitable fight. Long way away from home, aren't we, Slim? What are the fine people of Elm Street going to do without someone to sell them someone's secondhand cufflinks tonight? I taunt him. Strokes his oily beard. This story has a lot of specific geographic references in it. I have a perfectly good job at my pawn shop. Why are you coming at me like that? Slim yells. That's fair, I scream back. Why do we even hate each other? I can't even remember. Something about me cutting you off in traffic, but it was a misunderstanding, Slim yells. Well, then let's hug it out, I say, tears starting to well in my eyes. We made up. What about the bar fight? Oh yeah, we got into a real blowout fight later that night. Really yelled our proverbial heads off. But it was just an argument whether we should say pop or soda. Pop. Come on! I give up headlining at Coachella for this. Spirit laughs hysterically. Probably laughing at you, but it's a laugh you're ready to accept. Small victories. That sure was the kind of a story, technically. Okay, that was not a very good story. I don't mean to insult you, but it was actually quite bad. Sorry, but this narrator keeps it real. We can't just end there. So, who else would you like to hear a story from tonight? You look from killer to killer, trying to decide who might be the most entertaining. Spirit. I suppose I could tell a story. I don't really want to, but anything I say should be better than whatever you get out of anyone else in this group. Like all good stories, I stole this one from someone in the past who is dead now and can't do anything about it. It's called The Bride, or I mean, technically, I suppose, the fiancé. One winter, a young couple decided with the next spring they would be married. The two were madly in love and could not wait for the snow to melt so they could join in matrimony and unite their souls for eternity. Per the latest bridal trends, they decided to have their wedding ceremony at the edge of the woods by a beautiful, shabby, chic farmhouse. Together, they spent months planning the details of their wedding. They created invitations, figured out seating arrangements, and tasted 100 cakes before settling on the perfect one. They chose Liliquai, by the way. So fancy. I probably said that wrong. When it came time to figure out the decorations, however, the bride, or the fiance, I guess, since she wasn't actually married yet, wanted to take the lead and set the style. After all, her boyfriend had been wearing cargo shorts and open-toe sandals for pretty much their entire relationship, so he was definitely not to be trusted. Having decided on such a lovely, natural setting for the ceremony, the fiancée decided that she would create unique floral arrangements from the local wildflowers that surrounded the farmhouse. As soon as the sun rose on the first day of spring, she set off into the woods. Each day, she spent hours mapping out where the best blooms could be found and prepared to pick them herself the morning of the wedding so they could be at the height of their freshness and beauty. Enamored with the incredible variety of flowers in the woods she surveyed, the fiance, since they had not yet been married, became obsessed with knowing just how many there were so that she could choose the absolute best. When the fateful morning of her big day finally came, the fiancé told her husband-to-be that she had one final errand before the wedding. Excited for the ceremony to come, she dressed in her beautiful white gown and set off into the woods to gather flowers. Treading carefully, she followed her route, selecting only the best stems and collecting them in a basket. However, when she came upon a once familiar clearing, something was not as she expected. Somehow, it was more beautiful now than she had ever been before. And just on the edge of her view was a new bush filled with blossoms so vibrant and colorful, she just became dizzy just looking at them. But the fiancé ignored her sudden spell and pressed ahead, scooping up flower after flower. And every time she did, she noticed just further ahead, impossibly even more beautiful blossoms. Carried by the sweet fragrance of spring air, the bride, or fiancé, crept farther and farther into the woods until she turned a corner, stepped over a mossy fallen tree trunk, and realized she had been here before. But this wasn't the clearing she remembered, or at least not how she remembered it. The flowers were suddenly overripe, decaying, falling from their stems into festering, moldy piles on the floor. Where bees had been, now only flies buzzed. Where the scene of flowers had once intoxicated her, the odor of mildew now made her sick. She turned and looked back, but the path was dark. Into a shadowy glen she walked, and walked, and walked. That day, as guests gathered at the farmhouse, the fiancé was nowhere to be seen. Her friends, family, and love began to look for her, but to no avail. They searched the pasture, the tree line, and into the forest, but there were no beautiful wildflowers or young lovers to be seen. Just old dead trees, trampled vines, and moss-covered rocks. The fiancé stayed a fiancé for eternity, always wandering, looking for fresher blooms to clip, but never finding them. Distracted by a never-ending search for perfection, unable to see that you are loved for who you are, out there all alone. I thought it was beautiful and sad, just like someone we know. How was story time? A lot of people like to take pot shots at sequels, but I think every good story deserves a follow-up. Do you think it's the end? The sequel is almost never as rewarding as the original. That's why I'm much more a fan of the episodic style of storytelling. Knowing it's a series takes a lot of pressure off any individual installment and builds a greater sense of community between audience and creator. Tell me, Fidget, if you could delete any sequel from existence, what would it be? Don't answer that. We don't actually care. We're just here to make sure that we seamlessly move on to the next segment of the evening. God forbid my small talk get in the way of a romantic Twilight moment. Dwight, I'm gonna need you to shut your yap trap. you know that we need to get back to that thing we do whenever we're not on screen. Okay, you have fun tonight and try not to wink, wink, end up dead. Why did you say the words wink, wink out loud? And what kind of double entendre are you getting at with the end up dead thing? Dwight is physically incapable of winking, not since the accident. And you do know that all of the people are despicable criminals with double-digit kill counts, right? Well, except for Spirit. She doesn't really belong here. She's strictly a victim, not a perpetrator. No wonder she's pissed. Did I hear someone trash-talking Spirit? Deal me in. What do you say we take this talk to the hot tub so I can soak this bod while I roast that ghost with some killer hot takes? Please, enough talk of burns. Things that are lit are getting blazed. It's enough that these activities had to be set to a literal fire. Must I be surrounded by figurative flames as well? What if we turned and ran as far away from this place as we could, just you and me? On those spindly legs? You're probably tired before you got too far. Oh, wait, this is Huntress. Start again. On those spindly legs, you'd probably tire before you got too far. If it's running away to someplace more secluded Fidget is after, you should obviously join me. Have you seen these legs? Pure power. Not that my walk speed really reflects my giant stature. That's because I chose to move slowly for stealthy reasons. It's my own choice, and it's completely logical. Why is everyone so obsessed with comparing themselves to each other and creating drama? I'm so over all that. Don't you get it? Society wants to trick you into fighting with each other so that corporations can swoop in and sell you fake solutions to all your fabricated problems. I'll be sitting in the shade and drinking something locally sourced while thumbing through a public domain novella printed on recycled paper because I refuse to play their game anymore. It's like she's actually trying to be as unappealing as possible. Does it really turn anyone else on or just me? Despite Trapper's insatiable appetite, it seems his attention, along with the attention of everyone else, is still on you for a moment. If you could, I don't know, just pick one of us and maybe we could all move on with our lives or, you know, some social projects we might have going. You heard him. Who will it be? Who will you head off with for an evening activity? Just saying, you might not get a ton of chances to date around like this before your time on Murder's Island comes to a close. And no, I'm not satisfied with that name either. But with this streaming reality TV dating show boom happening, it's pretty much all that wasn't taken. Which killer will you pick? And yes, we're back to excluding Trickster because, that guy. Spirit. Oh, you picked me. Yay. Sorry, that was rude of me. I despise spoiling this, tries to be honest with you. You make for interesting company. I love the idea of winning over these other killers at all costs, even when I hate the game and prize. But I had a long day. Floating, subverting expectations, grinding my teeth as I imagine sweet, sweet revenge. It takes a lot out of me. So don't stop bringing your A game, all right? It might seem like I hate everything and getting to really know who I am is an impossible task not worth trying, but too bad. You won't know unless you search deep inside yourself and bring everything you've got. Or just say the exact right thing in the right time and melt my cold heart in an instant. I don't know the rules here any better than you do. See you at the bar, I guess. She sounds so excited. You arrive at the bar to find Dwight and Claudette, both holding cocktail shakers surrounded by a bevy of bottles for assorted boozes. Who's ready to get wasted? Well, I don't drink, so not me. You really don't drink ever? Is that like because it would just fall out a hole in your stomach thing? Or I don't drink alcohol because alcohol is poison the body and the mind. I don't need to act like a fool to have a good time thing. Then why did you choose a mixology lesson as your romantic nighttime activity? Everyone knows this kind of date is just an excuse to get loaded up on booze and make terrible decisions. It's true, not a single person has ever learned anything at one of these things. Dwight, that's not true. You learned how to tie a cherry knot in a stem using only your tongue. Whoa, who ordered the soda with a splash of private business? Because that's off menu. Well, I know what I'm drinking to forget tonight. Mixology is a real thing. It doesn't require alcohol to be interesting. I'll have you all know that I worked at a restaurant before I was violently executed by your father, on whom you will have your bloody vengeance. Right? Well, so be it. How about you, Fidget? Do you drink? I'll stay sober. I got this impression that tonight will be a night I want to remember perfectly, so I'm going to pass on the alcoholic drinks. Here. Alcohol is a false escape. Besides, it's not like sober people can't have fun. You watch as Spirit picks up a plump cherry and roughly stabs a little plastic sword through it. Cherry juice splatters everywhere as little fruity guts flop out onto Spirit's lap. Oopsie. On the outsides of wearing black, it hardly shows stains. No take backsies. So lovebirds, what drink shall we make? Wait, we just said we weren't having alcohol. These dark and stormy? How about a dark and stormy drink for my dark and stormy date? Oh, that one is cute. I thought she would like that. Please allow us to demonstrate how a dark and stormy is made. First, rum, or in this case, rum extract and a bit of apple juice is poured over ice. And then fresh ginger beer is added in. Garnished with a lime wheel. And drink. The end. Do you think you're gonna up to the challenge of replicating this recipe, Fidget? Replicating rum substitute and ginger beer over ice? Don't forget the lime wheel. Rum substitute, ginger beer over ice. With a lime wheel. Not sure I appreciate your tone, but yes, you got it. You're a natural. A sassy natural. You and Dwight might have more in common than don't you dare. Spirit seems to be in a lovely mood as she sips her dark and stormy. She's not even rolling her eyes at your petty behavior. On cue, a literal dark storm begins to make its way in from the ocean. You taste your own dark and stormy as you watch the clouds approach. It's quite refreshing. Isn't this fun? Honestly, it's the most drama-free fun I've had since I got here. And since you picked a simple but delicious drink, you've got plenty of time left to relax. Want to make out a little? You breathe in a sip of your drink and immediately begin coughing. Before you can get a yes out, lightning strikes a palm tree on the beach and immediately starts a fire. The activity ends abruptly as Claudette and Dwight usher the two of you away from the bar. No! The gang's all together again in the volleyball court. Seems like only yesterday you were sitting on the sidelines watching everyone get sweaty. That's because it was? Oh, it feels like it's been here longer than that, actually. It's so late, the sun is already beginning to rise. Better get this over with quickly so that I mean you, can get some beauty rest. I do not recommend the internal damnation of perpetual narratordom. Good thing you're really used to your time well since then. Really getting to know the gang, the brain, the mogul, the basket case, the psychotic bunny girl. You know the 4 types of people. Anyway, everyone's gathered on the volleyball court for a new type of game. Pitch your dream date and see who Fidget chooses. Who's ready for a round robin? How round are we talking? No, not to eat, Huntress. Each killer gets 2 minutes to tell you about their dream date they have planned for you tomorrow. In no particular order, which is a weird thing to mention, right? Almost like the order does matter. Wraith, why don't you go first? You look like you'd hate that. Stop talking. Sorry. Anyway, Wraith. Well, I don't know. I really prefer to just tell Fidget privately. I don't really know how that's going to work with these game mechanics. But if you just whispered it to Fidget. Wraith considers this for a long moment. That's fine. Without moving, Wraith lowers his voice to a barely audible whisper. Tomorrow, we have to find my bell. And then I can finally tell you what I've been working on. It's going to be really special. The kind of thing where we will really bond. And maybe finally get off this island. And maybe then we can go on a real date. You done? Is that it? Wraith nods, proud. Great. Hunters, why don't you take it from there? Tomorrow morning, I'm planning a nice atmospheric breakfast on the yacht. Don't worry, Trevor won't even know it's gone. What was that? Nothing. Go away. Then, boy, oh boy, I've got such an adventure planned. It involves hunting for treasure. What kind of treasure are we looking for? Guess you'll have to pick me and find out. Let me tell you, it's primo stuff. Now, if you don't mind, get us start preparing because it's clear already that you're going to pick me. Confident, mysterious. I like it. Trapper, without further ado, would you like to make us all uncomfortable by pushing the boundaries of what's acceptable, not only in polite society, but with the narrative of this in-world event and also the larger meta-narrative of Dead by Daylight dating experience? Sometimes you just gotta say it. Why, yes, thank you. I'd love to. So, Fidget, you're thinking of picking me? Well, this is your final warning. Pick me and be punished and rewarded. Tomorrow will suck. Probably. I'm not my easy guy to get along with. I know that. But I can tell you this much. I'm hiding a secret in this island that will make fans shit themselves with excitement. If you like Trapper, you're gonna love it. And if not, you're a maggot. Also, everyone, even confident, sexy ladies in rabbit masks, better stay the hell away from my yacht. Hit us, Spirit. Figuratively. Damn it, Dwight, you gotta watch your words around these people. Tomorrow, you'll spit in the face of a god and die and be reborn anew. That's it? If you're not intrigued by that, I don't want you. Go draw crayon art with Trapper or dig up whatever mysteries with Wraith. I don't know what these guys do all day. Do you want to at least specify which god you'll be spitting in the face of? All of them. Okay, then. So hydrate tonight if you tend to hang with Spirit. And time's up, everyone. Gosh, you'll need to dream about these options so you're ready to choose in the morning. Now, Go dream about all these swoon-worthy options so that you're ready to make a choice come dawn. Have a swell night. Did you two forget to mention something? Oh gosh, how could we forget? Before you run off to slumber peacefully, there's one more thing to do. No reality survival dating competition party would be complete without singling out one of our contestants who is already teetering on the edge of a psychological break and giving them a little push. Hold up. This has been a survival dating competition party this entire time and I'm just now finding out about it? Come on, the signs were there. You just didn't read them. Welcome to Murderer's Island. It's now time to eliminate one of the killers. Ooh, it's like a butchering, but it hurts even worse.
You can't kill a killer, but can you break their heart? Do you dare to even try?
You mean, that's right. Tomorrow, one of these sexy slicers will not be eligible to take you on a date. Who's it gonna be? But why? Because it's dramatic? Because it's surprising? Because it's classical reversal of fate? And it will hurt someone's feelings. Someone's dangerous. What's it gonna be, champ? What's your thought process here? Trapper seems like he might throttle you in your sleep if you eliminate him. That being said, at least you'd see him coming. Spirit could be anywhere. She floats, and to hear that she can disappear. Hard to track. If you get rid of Wraith, he might cry. Although I totally support normalizing men crying and being vulnerable, he just seems like he might be an ugly crier. Huntress, she might pretend to be okay with it, but then you'll start seeing her behind every tree. What I'm trying to say is, I don't envy you, boss. So which psychopath are you eliminating? Well, Huntress threatened me earlier. I should have, in my last playthrough, I should have cut Spirit because I realized when I was playing for Huntress that I cut Spirit and then Spirit's my last playthrough. So I can't do all four because I messed up. I should have did Wraith. Or sorry, I should have did Spirit so that I could choose Wraith this time. But let's do Huntress. Hate to get rid of anyone. Well, it's because all of you scare me so much, but also because it just doesn't seem fair. But life's not fair, is it? With her strong arms that could possibly hurl me back to the mainland, a face no one has ever seen, a tragic backstory she loves to bring up whenever there's a break in conversation. Huntress, I'm describing you. This hurts, but I have to eliminate you. Phew. Honestly, this is a bit of relief for me. I don't have to constantly try to impress you. It's been exhausting. Tonight, this fancy tire is coming off and the sweatpants are going on. Tomorrow, I think I'll stay in the ocean and catch sand with my bare hands. Yeah, I said bare hands. Now that you've broken the heart of someone heartless, you should go get some shut-eye. And don't worry too much about the broken heart you've left behind, because of course they'll be receiving a consolation prize. They might not get to go home with Fidget when this is all over, but they'll never sleep alone again. That's right, we're sending our eliminated player home with their own mostly new Trickster body pillow. Next best thing to the real Trickster might not hug you back, but definitely won't try and stab you. And how do we know? Because I've tried it. That's right, it's Dwight tested. Claudette approved. Hope you sleep well tonight, Fidget. You're my hero for what you've accomplished. How can you sleep tonight knowing what you've done? No, not because of the guilt. I mean, knowing that there's a legit homicidal maniac who hates you so close by.
How can you sleep tonight knowing what you'll do tomorrow?
I don't know how you'll do it, but you better go before Dwight and Claudette come back and put you to sleep themselves. You know those two. Schedule, schedule, schedule. Wow, what a crazy way to end the day. An elimination. I didn't even know that was kind of a game. Let's check in with everyone, especially with our loser. Everyone deserves a send-off. Hunter's eyes are filled with anguish. The bunny ears on her mask have drooped. Just as I feared, I am a wild animal, an unlovable beast of the forest. I shall diminish and go into the east and remain a huntress. I thought Spirit was the emo one. I don't really know what's happening here. I honestly haven't been paying attention. Oh, Fidget? Sorry, I forgot. I'm focused on other things, more important things. One way or another, I won't be here much longer. How would I say things are going? It's a matter of perspective. If Fidget's goal is to impress me, things are going poorly. But if Fidget's goal is to get themselves killed, they're doing an amazing job. Did I think there was a chance of making eliminated? Yeah, I did. Did I care if I got eliminated? Not even a little. Does the volume of words I spend talking about how much I don't care about things signify a deeper yearning within me to be seen, heard, and validated by those around me? Nah. What? No, you're not part of this. You don't get a confessional. It's cool, man. I'm not a part of anything, you feel me? I'm not a cog in anyone's machine. I'm my own machine. The whole thing is pretty cute, though. Charmingly low budget, old school marketing vibes. Not gonna lie, I kinda wish I wasn't so busy right now. I'd definitely be down with a reality show style dating competition with survival elements. But I got my new album, upcoming tour, finalized the new sneaker line, producing a limited series of my life, starting a new social media NFT crypto app, and doing those private gigs over on IP Island. My dudes, you gotta come check it out. IP Island, it's dope. That's where the real killers are hanging out. Fully licensed, no legal drama. Lawyers, take a hike. I'm gonna tell everyone that Trickster said that about them. Don't worry. I'm talking your favorite established characters from all over pop culture that can't be seen on this island. Hell, you probably can't even mention them, like Don't you say it. Look, we get it. You're very popular and in demand. We have a game to get back to. I don't want to get sued. Ghostface! Come on! Whatever, I don't even care. I'm the Trickster. See you around, Fidget. You too, narrator. I have a name, you know. You do? Yeah, seriously, they do not pay me enough to deal with you people.
Is it my turn?
What? No, it's not your turn. You're sentient water. How are you even sitting in that chair?
What's a chair?
It's the thing you're getting all wet. Now it's gonna smell like mildew.
Okay, rude.
Fine, let's just get this over with. It's your turn, Ocean. Do your check-in.
Check-in, I'm just looking for the bathroom.
Bathroom? Are you serious? It's down the hall to the left.
It's okay, never mind.
Never mind. What does that even mean? No, not you two. This wasn't meant to be confession time for every character in the game. It's okay, we don't have to confess anything. We've just been working our asses off for 2 days straight and wanted to sit down somewhere. This chair is wet. Yeah, I think the Ocean just peed on it. How is the You know what? I don't care. You two are looking pretty pleased with yourselves. I've got something to confess. Oh, great. What's it gonna be? You ate glue in the 2nd grade. You cheated on an algebra test once. Watching hunters get eliminated was the first time this unending spiral staircase of pain that is my life that I felt a modicum of joy. Every minute that I'm alive is a nightmare. This place, this sun, the sweet sugary drinks, it sounds for a fun long weekend, but for an eternity, the unrelenting rhythm of crashing waves and wailing seagulls, it's like a crescendoing song of evil that makes me question the very foundation of the universe. Why am I here? Why are any of us here? What kind of sentient being would do this? Please erase me from this existence. Make it so I was never born. Pull the plug on this experiment and let my soul be free. And please get me out of this pollution. Okay, let's get you to bed, buddy. I don't want to go to bed. Going to bed means eventually I'll have to wake up. Yikes, huh? That was a weird way to end. Oh, well, what are you going to do? You let the camera roll long enough, someone is bound to say something crazy. Anyway, seems like everyone's had their shot to annoy me tonight, so hit the hay and get some rest. Tomorrow's going to be a doozy. Soft sunlight warms your skin, nudging you awake. Also, you're using a killer crab as a pillow, which is sort of okay with. What's that? You don't know about killer crabs. Oh, right. You didn't go on that Hunters date. You really missed out. It was thrilling. Or I guess it would have been. You have to play the game again to get that reference, I suppose. You can get that reference in my I Had Sex with Hunters video, linked in the description down below. You pull on your beach attire and splash water on your face. Dwight and Claudette approach. Is that look on your face's excitement, terror? You notice your stomach flutters with butterflies. Someone's in love. Or you've been infected with zombie butterflies in your sleep. It has happened here before. It's probably the love thing. It's time. Claudette gestures over to the beach where the killers all stand flanked by tiki torches. It's a scene very reminiscent of a TV show you used to hate watch with your ex. Suddenly, the message is clear. You're going to declare your affections for a killer in front of several other killers. Hey, isn't Trickster supposed to be here? Paid him good money to make some half-ass cameos in this show. I'm gonna chew his agent out. Before they walk over for your big moments, don't think we haven't noticed how kind you've been to us, Fidget. Can't be easy being thrown to a mysterious island for seemingly no real reason, surrounded by terrifying killers trying to manage your most primal impulses, murder and making out. And you've kept a cool head and treated us, your friendly island host, with dignity and respect. So don't tell anyone we told you this, but Claudette and Dwight look around conspiratorially. Just a little hint for you going forward. Don't try and go all the way with a killer who isn't into you. Relationships are two-way streets. If you don't have a green light in the other direction, you might end up in the friend zone. The friend zone? Doesn't sound so bad. Where do you think you are exactly? Dead by Daylight doesn't do friends. There are killers and there are survivors, and I'm afraid we can't say anymore. Okay, so who's into me? Claudette and Dwight look around conspiratorially again. Well, I've never seen Spirit open up to anyone like she has opened up to you. I've seen her open up the insides of plenty of people, but thankfully for you and for us, that's in a different type of game. So, are you ready? Of course you're not, but too bad. We're on a schedule. That seemed like, I hope we're not like, she wanted to make out with me, so I hope that's not like a friend zone-ish line. I'm not here for friends. You make your way over the row of hotties. Claudette and Dwight stand off to the side, hands behind their backs. Quite the 48 hours, there are clearly sparks in the air. And I'm not just talking about this rusty chainsaw, though I do recommend staying away from those sparks. It's time for our newcomer to confess their love. Wait, I have to do a drum roll for this. No, you don't, but who cares? Fidget, who do you choose for your solo date? Can we at least do the flower thing? Dwight, I thought we agreed that to keep that between us. No, not that flower thing. The thing where the suitor gets a flower as a symbol of the contestant's love and affection. Oh, right, I suppose, but no roses. That's such a cliche at this point. Well, that's good because I tried to pick a rose, but I got an ouchie, so I settled for these. Beautiful. You've done good, Dwight. This is a lovely bouquet. Oh, Dwight saved some of these for Claudette. They're a thing, right? You're getting that vibe too? Just me? Sorry, you've got things to think about right now. Fidget, would you just like to receive these flowers and spend the day with you today? You approach Spirit, peering below the brim of her impressively large hat into her haunting eyes. Spirit, since I met you, I've been enchanted by your presence. You challenged me to be a better person and resist the urge to show me the sharp end of your katana. For that, I thank you. I'm ready to take our relationship to the next level. And we shall, up to the eye of the dark storm that is our reality, to the lantern room of the Black Lighthouse. It's time to see what you're made of, Fidget. Oh, we're on the yacht. I thought I might start the day on Traver's yacht before we head up to the Black Lighthouse. Even if I kind of hate this basic tropical vacation stuff like yachts and snorkeling or whatever, it's good for you to see me in the sun a little bit, at least. There's more to me than what you've already gotten to experience. I know that my whole vibe can be a little dark. The hat, the swimsuit, the plume of floating hair. This wasn't always who I was. I was a normal young woman once, went to school, hung out with friends. I even had a part-time job working at a restaurant in town. And then, well, I know what happened. Your father, he murdered me and I woke up as an undead avenger. That's not what I'm getting at. Something else happened to me. I realized I needed to be seen. I didn't even know by whom. A lot of time when you think about ghosts, they're the kind of see-through flickering specters. You imagine reaching out and having your hand go right through them. Ooh, that sort of thing. But there's some warpy effect on the world around you. I don't know, it depends on which movie you're watching. But when I died, well, I dare you to try and reach your hand through me. Not really, that's not an invitation, it's rhetorical. Why did I end up this way? Who brought me here to this island? Who knows, I sure don't. I've got my ideas, but I'm not exactly out here digging around in caves or dusting off antiques and trying to find clues and analyze their meanings. I do want to take this experience seriously though. I want to give the process a chance. Maybe dumb process, but one that I have extremely little respect for as a person. But you just woke up on this beach with no memory of who you are or where you came from, and rather than freak out and simply try and swim away, you're giving this a chance. I actually didn't know that swimming away was an option. It's not. However, the fact that you never even tried, I think that means you've got courage or an open mind, or I don't know, maybe you stuck around because you like someone you met here. Maybe. While the two of you were getting all deep and philosophical and flirty, the yacht pulled up to the shore next to the Black Lighthouse. Last stop, everybody off. There were other stops? Oh no, not this trip. Of your life. Spirit rolls her eyes and leaves for the shore. I'm just messing with you. This was the only stop. Nobody here is really looking out for our fun, so we have to make it for ourselves. But no, there's no other stops. Seriously. Go. Race you to the poop deck, Dwight. The ship doesn't even have a poop deck. Oh, it will. As you disembark, you see Dwight and Claudette run giggling across the ship. Too bad you can't date those two. They seem like they know how to have a good time. You arrive at the beach near the majestic Black Lighthouse. Its imposing form towers above you. A flock of birds circles lazily, no sense of fear or urgency, as if circling a corpse that hasn't moved in ages. I'm excited about today, see? Spirit places her wrist delicately in your hand and presses your fingers down against her skin. It's cool to the touch, but you feel, is that the faintest of pulses? My blood is absolutely pumping. So what happens now? Now I show you something that no one has ever seen up close before. Well, no one who has lived to tell about it. We're going there. Spirit points to the top of the lighthouse amongst the circling birds. What's actually up there? Have you seen it? Hey y'all, how's everyone doing today? Hi Wraith, you seem chipper today. Something strange is definitely going on with this guy. Well, something else strange. Something different than what's usually going on. Wraith takes a deep breath, sucking in the ocean air like it's the greatest air that he has ever been sucked. Fidget, thank you. Thank you for choosing someone else to go, anyone else to go on a date with today. Alone, again forever. This is how I was meant to be. I feel alive. Are we done? We're kind of, on that date you just mentioned. I'm glad you're feeling better, Wraith. But like she said, we're in the middle of something. You mind? Oh, right. So what you doing? Head up the eye of the lighthouse? I love it up there. You can really see the whole island from up there. In fact, Spirit, I thought you said no one had been up there and lived to tell about it. This sounds exactly like telling about it. Technically, I don't think Wraith counts as being alive. I mean, I don't maintain the canon, but Spirit waves her arms at Wraith from head to toe. And if he's not dead now, he's gonna be when I punish him for interrupting our date! Hey now, we can solve our problems without our hair flowing up in any menacing shapes. I'll just be over here, running away, enjoying the view. Whoa! I think Wraith was kidding about the whole being up there. Honestly, the view isn't even of the island. What you can see is mostly ocean on account of it, being a lighthouse. However, that does bring up an interesting point regarding your, how do I say it? Spirit's hand floats up as she scratches her head contemplatively. You don't usually see her at a loss for words like this. What's your mortal status? Because despite what our lanky friend seems to think, the lighthouse is not to be trifled with. It's a beacon of death and suffering that brings doom to all corners of the world. Not further. Well, duh, you saw a freaking pirate ship seemingly travel through space and time only to crumble at the rocks beneath the spooky tower. You decide not to point it out because that wouldn't be too romantic now, would it? I think I'm alive. I'm here with you, walking this beach, feeling the water on my feet, feeling the sun on my skin. Here with me, the Spirit. Does that really make you feel alive? I guess I don't know. If you come with me up into the eye of the Black Lighthouse, you may never return. Is that a risk you're willing to take? Because we have something. I won't deny it. I feel it. I'd hate for you simply to turn to ash. If we were to commit right here and now, and figuring this out as friends, we could put that risk off for another time. Just be friends? Ouch, is this her way of letting you down easy? I don't know if I want that friendship. I want you. That's why I chose you. I can't decide this for you. I can only warn you that it may not be safe. You might die up there. There's nothing I can do about it. Go up, maybe die. Take a deep breath and think about every particle of sea air as it travels into your body and fills your lungs. Maybe the last time you have such a thought, you feel strangely at peace with that information. I don't need another friend. I want something more. I'd risk my life for it. Spirit smiles a quirky, devilish smile. Right this way. Inside the lighthouse, it's almost pitch black. It was seemingly day when you stepped through the door, but inside this place is like a void. The last thing you see as the final rays of sun leave you is a horrible sight. A petrified body laying on the stairs, reaching not up, but down, as if it had been crawling. Watch your step. The thing we do for love. When you arrive in the lantern room at the top of the Black Lighthouse, you breathe a sigh of relief. The light is out and seemingly defunct. Dust cakes the room, as though it hasn't been operated in a century. However, somehow, It was just morning a moment ago, but now it's night. What do you mean a moment ago? We've been standing here looking out over the ocean all day. I've really enjoyed the peaceful time together with you, taking in the view, standing in complete silence for hours. It was my kind of perfect date. Really? I don't remember that. I just called it the perfect date and you can't be bothered to remember it? What kind of game are you playing with me? I want to remember it, but it's just that for some reason my mind is completely blank. But hey, I'm not dead. Or you're already dead and have been this whole time. That's true. Maybe we'll never know. Doesn't look like the light is working. Even turned off, the light has a power to it. The massive lens refracts moonlight through itself. A subtle sparkle that has a hypnotic effect. Maybe that's where the day went. Staring into this light as the sun fell and the moon rose. Thanks for spending the day with me. I had a really good time. That's it? Don't get me wrong, this is really cool and all. I guess I don't know what I expected. I suppose if you thought you were walking into your death and nothing happened, it might feel a bit anticlimactic. Sorry. Anyhow, it's time to go. Here, let me just flip on the light for the staircase so it's easier to get down. The stairs still looks pretty dark. Maybe it... Spirit is interrupted by a strange hum. Then it becomes bright and clear to you. That switch wasn't for the stairs. It was for the main lantern. A lantern that is now beginning to power up. The faintest smell of burning begins to reach up to your nose. Oopsie! Looks like maybe that switch wasn't for the stairs light at all. Now we see who is really alive and who's really dead, I suppose. It's bound to happen sooner or later. You slam your eyes closed, hoping that somehow not looking at the light itself will protect you. Not sure I see the logic in that, but if it's magic, kind of defies logic. I want to see it, but I'm a little scared. Don't look directly into the light. Open your eyes and look only at me, and I'll keep you safe. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, not perfect. I mean, perfect. We'll get it in post. Ah! Are you okay? You seem okay. Hope I haven't ruined this by punishing you to do something you weren't meant to do. You're so brave. Maybe not so coordinated, but certainly brave. 4 out of 5! What do you mean I'm not coordinated? I'm so lucky you'd put yourself through this for me. It shows that you're real. Despite your attempt to resist it, the incredible force of energy from the black lighthouse's lantern's eye refuses to subside. No, it cannot be ignored. And it doesn't matter if you look directly at it or not. In the end, that was just a trivial game. This is real life and real magic. You stare at it now, and its power penetrates your mind.
Hey, been a while. How are things? Doing good? Feeling more dead or more alive? Yeah, love will do that to a person. Don't worry. It'll make sense soon.
You wake to hear Spirit's muffled voice. You've got a terrible taste in your mouth, like burnt hair. The air feels damp and smells like ash. It takes time for the sound to clear up, but eventually Spirit's words start to make sense to you. However, it's clear she's talking to someone else, not to you. You know how sometimes people say, it's not you, it's me? Well, this time it is you, and it's also me. I can't believe I thought you would change for me. I can't believe I thought what you were doing was a sacrifice. You never gave anything up for me. Well, today I saw what love looks like, and it looks a whole lot different than this. I don't think you're hearing me, which is weird because I'm practically shouting. Nobody breaks up with the trapper. Nobody. Oh yeah? Fine. Nobody breaks up with the trapper, but I'm not doing that. I'm dumping... Don't you say it. I'm dumping Evan McMillan, and there's nothing you or he can do about it. It's over between us, Evan. Oh my God, they were together the whole time. That's why, oh my God, it was like they're children on the playground. You know, when you have an elementary school crush and when you're like, I don't know how to do anything, so you start like pulling their hair and taking the swing and oh my God, they're element. I actually did not see that coming. Rin, Trapper turns from spirit and looks directly at you. You realize that you're laying on the ground of some weird tunnel. I think your shouting woke up Fidget. My shouting! In an attempt to be quiet as possible, you hold your breath and freeze in place. Sorry I woke you up, Fidget. After what happened, you're probably better off sleeping for a bit longer. Things just got out of hand. How do you know? You were talking in your sleep, basically nonstop, until you woke up and then got quiet. What was I saying? I don't know. I don't speak Dutch. Just freaking Blixbar. Yeah, see, there you go again. The jig is, as they say, up. They know you're awake now. You're gonna have to deal with this awkward situation head on. Clearly, I shouldn't be here. You two are having a very personal conversation that I don't need to be involved in. I don't even know how I got here. Not here on this island or here in this creepy tunnel. As far as this island goes, your guess is as good as mine. As far as the tunnel goes, we brought you here. You and Trapper, but after the lighthouse light came on, you blacked out. On your way down, I thought you might have hit your head or something. It's hard to tell what blood is new or old around here. Either way, I wanted to get you someplace safe, so I asked Trapper for help. It's not that I can't carry you, I just didn't feel like it, you know? I hate anything messing with my shards. Trapper, on the other hand, he loves something more than having an unconscious body draped over his shoulder. I could have asked Claudette and Dwight for help, but I don't trust them. But you trust Trapper? Like and trust are two different things. You might think Trapper can be a real jerk, and you'd be right. But you get what you see with him. We brought you down here because we're the only ones who know about this place. It's part of an old tunnel network that connects between different places on the island. What's up, guys? Talking about island mysteries? My favorite topic. I was just in the neighborhood, so I thought I'd pop in. Trapper, you said this place was private. Don't look at me. I didn't tell him about it. Half the appeal of the spot was getting away from people like him. Well, geez, I can see when I'm not wanted. So you a throuple now, or? Because I gotta say, I really didn't get the whole Trapper spirit thing, but hey, it's not my business. I don't stick my nose in it. We're not a thing. Nobody traps the Trapper. Not with traps or with relationships. And you do realize you're sticking your nose in our business right now, right? Oh, so hostile. Don't want to talk about it, just say so. Anyhow, this tunnel has some very interesting features. Head about 50 meters down that way, you'll find... Get out! Great looks around, just to be doubly sure that Trapper is addressing him. I was just leaving. This island is a lonely place, which is great for me. I love to be alone. Trapper, on the other hand, he's quite needy. And after a lot of pursuit, I finally let him catch up to me. And it became, well... I don't want to call it a relationship because somebody really didn't want to have that talk, but we were more than friends. I dispute the events as told. For the record, I don't pursue, I stalk, and I lie in wait. Seeing eye to eye was not one of the things we were good at. So, I hate to ask, but did I just look into a refrigerator-sized death lamp, so I guess I'm more of a gluten for punishment than I thought? What were you good at? Well, for starters... Excuse me, I'll take that question, thank you very much. If you know anything about me by now, it's that I'm on a quest for revenge. Exactly. What you might not know, Trapper is like a great classical maestro of revenge. Everyone blushes behind the mask. That's one way to compliment a killer. Revenge against friends who had turned their back and betrayed him. Revenge against his father for making him into a monster. Revenge against a barista who wrote Ewan on his cappuccino, knowing his name was actually Evan. For someone who thinks about revenge as much as I do, Trapper is an inspiration. But they say to never date your heroes. Good advice, but I don't think that's the saying. And then you came along, Fidget. Showed me that it's okay to feel lost, to feel pathetic, to push on when you have nothing real to offer anyone. I'm not sure where you all got that from, but okay. You held a mirror up to my own doubts and fears and showed me that they aren't everything about me, that I can embrace those things but not be defined by them. You showed me that life after death can be more than just an obsession with revenge and mind-blowing sex in the ground in a dark cave of a dusty old tunnel. We got a lot to live up to. Trapper nudges you in the rib with his elbow. Gross. Clearly appealing to Trapper's better features has been a winning strategy for dumping his ass because he doesn't seem to be taking it quite well. He does seem to be taking it quite well. The whole half-assed dating show parody thing, at first I obviously thought it was a lame idea. What kind of moron thought there was an audience for this? But then we spent some time together and I realized there's something actually real here. And I don't want to give up on it. I don't want to give up on us. Listen, Fidget, While you were knocked unconscious by some minor head trauma like a total weakling, Spirit confided in me that she has real feelings for you. I took it extremely well, naturally because I trust her and value her opinions. Doesn't mean I trust you. If you want to get to her, you have to get through me first. By passing Trapper's Test TM. Coming to Behavior TV Sundays at 8 p.m. Welcome to Trapper's Test. Answer my questions correctly or die by my blade. Question 1. What's Spirit's real name? The one given her by her murderous father, which only lets her real friends call her. Rin Yamoka. Okay, you got that one. Don't celebrate yet. Question 2. What lives inside Spirit? A dragon. Sure, everyone knows that. That won't be all this easy. Question 3. Where did Spirit work back when she was a normal college girl before she was hell-bent on revenge? I think she said a restaurant, right? I know, to think I would date a waitress. Don't tell my father. I even mingled with the help like that. He'd be so disappointed in me. Question 4. What's Spirit's favorite color? Well, I'm going to say red because we said black wasn't even a color earlier, right? So, oh. This is one that everyone should be able to guess correctly. Your lack of intuition is appalling to me. You know what happens when you get a question wrong in Trapper's Test? Shanks for playing. So, not red. If death wasn't bad enough, the last words you hear before Trapper's weapon splits your entire body in half is an extremely lame catchphrase. Let's cut here.
A few moments later.
What's Spirit's favorite color? Am I going to be stupid? Like, we had a whole conversation that black wasn't a color, right? Okay, cut again.
A few moments later.
What's Spirit's favorite color? Black. First try every time. GG easy, baby question. Are these questions largely superficial? Sure. Maybe I didn't get to know Spirit that well. Maybe that's why she dumped. Maybe that's why it didn't work out for us. Who knows? Question 5, the final question. You got this, Fidget. According to Spirit, what's worse than being dead? Not being seen for who you are. When I pitched Trapper's Test to the suits of Behavior TV, they told me there was no room in the budget for a new card to be given as the final prize for winning. So I killed them all right there on the spot. While killing them didn't solve any of the budget problems, it sure did feel good. I'm telling you this to A, brag, and to B, explain why the only thing you're going to win is me saying congratulations for passing Trapper's Test. Not that it was some huge challenge. I mean, the woman's obsessed with a giant light that shines in the dark, has a chip on her shoulder about being seen. Go figure. You probably guessed, but rules are rules. Even if I literally just made them up, you got it right. So I guess I approve of your dating Spirit or whatever. Never really cared in the first place. Just hoping you'd slip up and give me some good excuse to wet my blade with your blood. Maybe I'll find a reason tomorrow. For now, you two have fun. Wink, wink, wink. Trapper out. I'm sorry you had to endure that. What, 5 measly questions? There's nothing. Not even that. As ridiculous and unnecessary as it was, the whole thing. Waking up in a random tunnel, the overhearing our argument, the news that Trapper and I had something going on, and that stupid quiz. All of it. Especially the whole Trapper out catchphrase. It's only because I actually like you. None of it would have happened if I didn't. And I like you too, Spirit. Please call me Rin. Rin. I didn't really feel like our lighthouse experience was completed. There was something else I wanted to show you. Alone, up in the lantern room of the tower. Get your mind out of the gutter, Fidget's not that kind of game. What's that? Hold on a moment. No, I'm being told. No, wait. Oh, it is that kind of game. Disregard the gutter comment. Come back up there with me. There's no place I'd rather be. You're excited to return to the lantern room of this lighthouse despite all the drama and worry that was previously a part of this place for you. More importantly, you're excited to be there with Spirit, which makes it all the more crushing. You're interrupted by the arrival of Claudette and Dwight. Claudette, Dwight, funny seeing you here. What did I say? Funny? I meant tragic. Tragic? I don't think so. What could be tragic about a family reunion? There's always joyous occasions in my experience. Where they can explain what that even is supposed to mean, the lighthouse begins to howl a low, frightening sound. The lens begins to glow in a now familiar way. You're prepared to shield your eyes in case something bad happens to you again. Now isn't the time for any reality show adjacent shenanigans? Dwight, Claudette, shield your eyes. You don't know what the lighthouse will. Now, please don't interrupt. You think after all this time, you'd know that we got your best interests in mind. Wait, what? No, of course I didn't think that. Got wax in your ears, friend. I asked you to not interrupt. Too late. The black light flares. In the darkness, you see something horrible and strange. In the place of Claudette and Dwight are two ghoulish silhouettes. But before you can focus on them, the light passes and the two survivors are returned to their normal states. It's breezy up here. I should have packed a sweater. What in the hairy hell? Hey, watch the language. You shouldn't speak that way. Yo, it's Oni! Around your elders. Grandpa? My little Rin, you're such a woman. Now they grow up so fast. What? Fidget, Grandpa Kazan Yamoka. Well, technically not just Grandpa. Technically, he's my great-great-great-great-great-grandpa. That's not a great stay in a row. I haven't seen my little Rin since I watched over her from the afterlife when she was a little girl. And I expect you all to say the great. It's a matter of honor and respect. Except Rin, she can do whatever she wants, my precious little angel. But you. Oni stares at you with his demonic red eyes. Pretty sure even the decorative third eye on his mask is looking at you. You mongrel! You must treat me with respect, or so help me, I'll be cleaning bits of your head off my cannonball. Cannonball is a metal baseball bat covered in spikes, FYI. I'm not sure what a peasant like you is doing so close to a descendant of the noble Yamoka bloodline in the first place. Dirk, Claudine, explain what's going on to me. It's Dwight, sir, and Claudette, remember? We explained to you that we were going to come meet with your great-great-great-great-granddaughter's suitor and to give or withhold your approval. 5 greats! Great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, sir, your honor, master, sir. Dwight, he's a samurai, not a judge. Grandpa, they must have summoned you here because they think you have great judgment, and because if they summoned my father, I'd be too distracted by torturing him for all of eternity to continue with the rest of life whenever this is show game experience. Ah, yes, that makes sense. Only a man of my own power and magnitude can help. Self-important much? Nice to meet you, Kazan. Only my friends and family call me Kazan. Those who tremble in fear at my presence call me Oni. You're seeing a serious resemblance to Trapper, and not only the sheer size of the man that Oni is, but also his attitude. Apparently Spirit has it tight. You sure you can, or want to, measure up to that? It dawns on you that, wait a second, maybe you do resemble Oni. Every time you try to look at your own reflection, however, you become dizzy and confused. This definitely deserves more thought, but now it's not the time to consider the fact that you might be some kind of hulking vampire with the first ever case of self-blindness. There's a massive samurai mat dodging you 2 steps away. Samurai mad dogging you from 2 steps away. Well, you don't scare me at all, so I'll stick with Kazan. Peasant! I realize now that the true purpose of my visit is to distinguish your light. Oni waves his katana in the air at you menacingly. Like great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. Like great-great-great-great-great-granddaughter, apparently. Hold up there, Grandpops. Not so fast. You're only supposed to kill them if they deserve it. First, you should get to know them a little better. Young people these days always want to kill people, insisting they must deserve it. Back in my day, you did what needed to be done because your nobility depended on it. In his day, such an imposing presence, he sure gives off a serious old man yells at cloud vibes. You see, when I was a young man, we didn't have foreigners in our land. Didn't need them. We had an abundance of culture already. A little too much if you ask me, but I didn't make the rules, the rulers did. Exactly how it should be. Literature, art, commerce, theater, fashion, poetry, puppet shows, ghost stories, courtesans, gambling, fighting, fine dining, fast food, public executions. What are we talking about? Spirit giggles that are great. Okay, I'm not saying all those every time. And Oni's forgetfulness. You wonder, does she even like this guy? She sure hates her father, so. Listen up, old man. You don't have time for you to list every activity available to a samurai in the entirety of the Edo period. Silence, peasant. You're showing your ignorance. Samurai were forbade from many activities that didn't benefit the Bushido Code, such as attending certain theatrical performances, for instance. Sometimes, however, samurai would put on a disguise in order to seek out entertainment. Now, I'm not saying I did that because I had honor, and a body built like an entire castle that is quite hard to hide. But clearly, you have neither my honor nor my physique. You don't even know about the ins and outs of the shifting rules of traditional Japanese samurai etiquette, you fool. Rin, what would you want with such an uneducated admirer as this? I find it hard to believe that any contemporary person knows all much about who was and wasn't allowed to do whatever leisure activities over 100 years ago. However, you're really not sure how to handle this massive demonic old man. Oh, wait, I get it. Sweet Rin, my beautiful descendant. You invited me here to do what you're too kind to do. Bash this jerk's head in. Claude, Doris, fetch my cannonball. Rin, wrap your robe around this mongrel's hands and hold them still. We'll spy their brains on the beach together as a family. Grandpa, no. That's not why I invited you here at all. In fact, I didn't invite you. Claudette and Dwight did. Ah, yes, sure. Wink, wink, wink. This whole saying wink out loud thing is getting out of hand. Him and Trapper really do have a lot in common, don't they? I swear, Fidget's a good soul and the heart of a warrior. They fought for my love in their own way, faced down death more than once, and put up with their fair share of nonsense. Nonsense which seems to be endless. Can we, I don't know, wrap this up already? Of course. Who am I to expect anyone to wait around for my approval? I've only been hanging out as a ghost and watched my bloodline be polluted by cowards and critters for 5 generations. Just come and give your ancestor-in-law a hug. Sword drawn, Oni beckons you closer. There's no way he's ever hugged anyone in his entire life. I think I'm good over here, actually. Rin, now push them my way and I'll split them in half. Sacrifice of this usurper to the Yamoka bloodlines will surely bring us back to life and set us back to the course of honor. You're so silly, Grandpa. We both know that only one sacrifice can get our family back on track. Revenge of my father, your great-great-great-great-grandson, traitor to the Yamoka lane. The lust for violence in your voice. It fills me with cheer. I'll never forget who I am. I suppose if this is the person you want to be with, to go on your journey of bloody revenge, that I should trust your judgment. The strength inside of you blooms from the same cherry tree that was planted centuries ago by our shared ancestors. And if Fidget ever treats me poorly, you have my word on our family's honor, I will wield my katana and gut them like a fish. Tear rolls down from behind Oni's demonic mask. You sure you want to marry into this? And one last word of advice, my dear girl. The father stuff. Don't forget. Maybe stop focusing so specifically and obsessively on it. What he did, it was awful, but it was already done. Do something for yourself now. Just my 2 cents. Be well, Rin. I will see you again soon. Let's go, servants. Clint, Denise. Return me to the stables. I assume my dragon has been fed and tended to. Yes, sure. I swear, this is still better than dealing with Trapper's dad. I'm sorry if I was disrespectful to your great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. He seemed like a very special man. I realize I will never measure up to someone like that. A warrior with a hell of a fashion sense. I mean, that mask. Don't worry. I would never expect you to, or want you to, really. If all I wanted was the biggest bird alive, I'd be down in Trapper's cave right now, avoiding his vintage bear traps. But that's not the life I've imagined for myself. This sense of abstract duty, anger at a world changing around me, a lust for blood, that's no way to live. And yet, as you know now, that is the Yamoka way of life. Forever I am cursed to battle against the dragon that lives inside me. Or at least maybe I was until now. Call me the dragon tamer, baby. You haven't won this game yet. Please don't ruin it. Sorry, I have no idea where that came from. I think we've spent enough time in this lantern room. We should go back to the beach. The dragon tamer. The moonlight sets a romantic mood as storm cloud rolls in and surround the black lighthouse. You know, the sun might have set, but if we wait long enough, it will rise again. Spirit removes her sheer robe, showing her strappy black bikini. Her pale skin glows under the light of the moon. Maybe you could help me get a head start on applying tomorrow's sunscreen. Again? I mean, yeah, of course. Last time was, well, I definitely felt more connected to you afterwards. Oh my. Be totally real with you? I kind of just asked you as a goof, but I really enjoyed it. I swear though, if you tell anyone about this, I will not be labeled a foot freak. See? Not that there's anything wrong with feet, it's just that something about that kind of attention really gets people talking. Horny comments, you horny people. Steady, steady. Oh. Yes. Almost. Yes. Yes. God, that's so goddamn hot. I love feeling your hands sliding up and down my feet between my toes. My skin's never been more moist. Get up here right now. Before you can find a towel to wipe off your lotioned hand, Spirit grabs you and pulls you in close. Her lips lock onto yours, are surprisingly soft and warm. The sensation is incredible. Clouds cover the moon, and you find yourself on the beach with Spirit in complete darkness. You can feel the narrow straps of her bathing suit come undone and come to life, snaking through the air, wrapping around your body, lifting you up off your feet. Come here, you. So this is what it feels like to fly. Spirit pulls you close. You feel bits of glass press into your flesh. Pain and pleasure mix and wash over you like the ocean's salty air, stinging your skin as you writhe against your undead lover. The lighthouse howls. In the darkness, you're pretty sure that Spirit lets the dragon inside of her take over. If it kills you, you're sure it will have all been worth it. The clouds part just as you manage to pull yourself exhausted away from Spirit. A chunk of broken glass is lodged in your shoulder. When you pluck it from your skin, it drips blood. Sorry, I think I got this stuck to me when I was having the best night of my life. Spirit drags her fingertip over the sharp edge of the glass shard. Keep it. Consider a memento. I've got plenty more where that came from. You arrive at the beach to find Claudette and Dwight waiting for you. Now is the time, Fidget, to face your destiny. Actually, about that. Uh-oh. Can we talk privately? Maybe I'm not here. Maybe someplace else would be better for this talk. You know how we feel about schedule Spirit very strongly. You know how I feel about you telling me what to do. Don't do it. Like I said, I'd rather talk with Fidget privately. It's not right to do it here in front of everyone. You know, from my experience over management at my father's mine, I learned that if you're going to fire someone, it's best to do it publicly so they don't freak out. Please, enough of the fire talk. Oh my God, am I getting friend zoned? No, she shouldn't be. They seem so in love. Well, I mean, not really. Spirit is still Spirit. But if I tried to imagine Spirit in love, I suppose she hasn't attempted to murder Fidget yet, so. Okay, fine, your guess is as good as mine, really. This goes very hard to read. Word of advice, though, if you're going to end it quickly. My experience, the more pathetic the creature, the more annoying the final howls are. I don't need advice. Everyone out, except for Fidget. Someone say final howls. That's kind of my whole jam. I can stay, right? Especially you. Out. Lame. No one Spirit, you feel something awful hanging in the air. More awful than even the lingering smell of the Cleaver body spray. Ugh, I'm gagging. Raw gamer Cleaver body spray. Am I about to be friend zoned? Spirit, Bryn, I don't know what you plan on saying before you say anything. Just know that I really, really enjoyed my time with you. Getting to know you over the past few days helped me get to know myself. For that, I just wanted to say thank you. That's sweet. You're welcome. And you know what? It's that kind of thing that shows me you've got a good heart inside you. Too good for me to carve out and toss into the ocean, but also too good for me to love. What? I need someone who shares my interest, someone I can connect with, someone jaded and dispassionate and only driven forward by my desire for revenge. I need someone who isn't so warm that I feel cold in comparison. Wow. I don't know if, before you finish that, just know if we're not friends, we'll probably become enemies, and I will destroy you. Friends it is. I'm glad to have you here for me when I need you, but also not close to me when I don't. So yeah, I'll see you around. Spirit starts to leave. Wait, what? That's it? That's how this ends? You're just leaving me here? I'm not sure I'd use the word ends, and for that matter, I wouldn't say that I'm leaving, but us, we're definitely through. The fact that you can't see that, well, it just proves that we never really belonged together anyhow. Good night, Fidget. What the hell? I just spent all this time on this island doing everything I can to get to know you, only be told that I should just leave this chocolate factory through the side door? I don't know what that means. Anyway, I said good night. Fidget, see you around. Jeez, I'm sorry. What a bummer. Hey, why did you keep saying she'll see me around? Gosh, I have no idea. This is why, of all the characters, I was least interested in doing spirits. What the hell? So my precious killers have lived happily ever after, as they should, learning to love themselves first and foremost, while trapped in a never-ending cycle of torture of my design. Wait, did I spoil my true identity? If you made it this far, you should probably know that.
I didn't even do the voice because I'm so distraught. You have to play again to find out more. Goodbye, Fidget. See you again later, and again, and again, and again, forever.
Wow. We are ending the series not in love with Spirit. Not the ending we wanted. But hey, that's where we are. That's where we are. Spirit. Thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this series. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for all future Dead by Daylight content. Leave a like and a comment if you would as well. Would greatly appreciate it. Let me know what your experiences were like playing this game. Thank you for so much for watching all these. I have said before, all the links for the other 3 videos will be in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.